What up, everybody? Thank you for joining us tonight for Slingers episode 59. I am Nathan the Brick Slayer with my co-host James from Brick
What's up, everybody?
Hope you're all having a wonderful whatever day it is, April or something. April 11th, I think, maybe. Time flies when you're retired. Yeah, April. So, we are sponsored by Brick Freedom still, I think, as far as I know. Haven't heard any new updates from Brick Freedom, but it seems like everything is coming along there. If you guys know of any updates you've noticed, if you've checked the Discord, I haven't been there in the last couple of days. Post it in the chat. If you need someone to sync your Bricklink and Brick Owl stores, go ahead and check out brickfreedom.com.
I was actually talking to Steven earlier this morning for a little bit.
Oh, what he said?
Yeah, nothing. He's looking at getting a 3D printer for a couple little projects he's doing, and he knows I've got one, so he's asking some questions, but didn't actually talk about Brick Freedom at all. didn't bring it up once.
Nice.
I think
that other guy working for him now, who I think is doing a majority of the work.
Oh yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, but mine's been working really smoothly. I haven't had any problems. I did notice they made a little change the other day. I don't know why, but if you go to the pick sheet, up at the very top, all the pick letter headers and everything got bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to go to print out my little stickers that I make to put in the cups for the shoe boxes, and they didn't fit on the page anymore. I'm like, what the hell happened? So I went back and looked at it, and everything got shifted around a little bit because the headers are a little bit bigger now for some reason. But
I guess I haven't picked any orders today because, I haven't really got many orders this week. So let me know how you're doing for all your other stores, all you people watching. If it's been a slow beginning of the month, an average, or a busy beginning of the month.
It's been a little slow for us, I think, but some of them might have to do with some of our prices and stuff. But I don't know. It seems like it's slowed down a little bit for sure.
Yeah, I haven't really adjusted my prices. Most of them are 6-month average, except for the rare stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just kind of died off. I think I had one all weekend until today. Or no, I had 3 between Friday and Saturday, 3 orders, which were all $1. And then I think I got 4 or 5 today. So it did pick up today, but I don't know. Seems slow.
Blue Mountain Brick says he's getting more on Brick Owl than Bricklink, which is weird because mine's always the opposite. I always get more on Bricklink than Brick Owl.
I seem to get a lot of international ones on Brick Owl compared to Bricklink.
I think I get more international ones on Bricklink. But remember you said change all the thing about the currencies and stuff, add the other currencies. That didn't change. Yeah. I didn't start getting more orders, but I started getting more orders in weird-ass currencies. I still get about the same number of orders, but now it's all weird-ass currencies.
Yeah, so if anyone's wondering about fees and stuff if you accept other currencies, I think we accept 20 different currencies or something besides just US dollar.
Yeah.
And the money will come in different currencies, but PayPal will tell you it equals the dollar amount that you had stuff for sale.
Yeah.
But then when you go to transfer the money to your bank account, it will automatically transfer it to US dollars with no fee.
Yeah. I've been paying freedom freeze in euros now.
Yeah, that's what I do. The euros or pounds or whatever. I use that to pay it because it's cheaper that way than sending the US dollar and getting a fee on. But the only thing is when you transfer it to your bank account, you have to transfer the Australian dollar, you have to transfer the yen, you have to transfer the peso. You have to do individual transactions, but there's no fee on it. So, if I'm going to get a few more orders by taking weird money, hey, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. I have noticed that most of the foreign orders that I have gotten are in their native currencies now rather than dollars, which until I change that setting in was it PayPal? I think I said it in PayPal. That I never, obviously never got any currencies other than US dollars, but now it's every foreign order I get is not in dollars, on purpose, I guess. Probably cost them less to do it, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, I know last week I brought up, I was getting a lot of people asking from international orders saying, like, hey, I haven't got my order yet. And I, like, messaged them, like, hey, usually every time you message me and say, hey, and,
oh, no. You froze for a
second there. Hold on. Let me switch my Wi-Fi. It's looking not too hot.
I've got one order right now.
I got my order
around cyberspace. Go ahead.
Yeah, I checked it this week, and it said now, like, he posted feedback, so he must have got it within a couple days.
I got one that's going to an APO, and it's gone to like 3 different countries looking for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
You must be able to
take a while.
This one's crazy, man. I pulled it up, and it went from like England to Germany, to Hungary. It's like all over the place over there, and it's in the right country right now, but I don't know if the guy's going to get it or not. I mean, it's been like 2 months, and I can try. I found that crazy detailed tracking website. So when you punch in any tracking number, it shows you like almost every single step, rather than USPS kind of just shows you every 10th step that the actors go through. And this thing's been all over the place. It bounced around the U.S. like 3 times first, then got over to the wrong country, went to another country, went to another country. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's in the right country right now, and it shows that it should be delivered like in the next couple of days, so we'll see.
Nice. Let's see who's got I have packages from the end of February that are just arriving to people now.
Whoa, really? I haven't had it that bad.
But I think when they go over to over in Europe there, because they have COVID lockdowns, that's what's slowing down the mail.
Oh, yeah, they're probably sitting there in quarantine somewhere in a container just waiting.
Yeah. All right, let's see who we got joining us tonight. We got Kep89. He was the #1 here poster. Brick Bins, Brixico, Blue Mountain Bricks, Doughboy 6480. Jared Armitage is here. Evelyn, she's back there somewhere. Max Brick Shop. Chris is here. Hey, welcome back, Chris. Steve is here. Secret Squirrel Bricks, he's here. Will Harper's here. Big Ass Bricks is here. JT Bricks.
The list is long and distinguished today.
Well, yeah, there's lots of people reposting. Brick Bin says he's been getting a bunch of small orders. JT Bricks is slow. Steve says he's down. I'm from 8 orders a day to 6 orders. Wow. Doughboy says he thinks the summer is going to be like this. People are stuck. We're stuck in home. Now they're outside doing stuff. That's what I was doing yesterday. I was outside till like probably 10 at night doing building stuff outside.
Yeah.
Brick Squid's here. He's been getting small orders. Pop's Block Shop is here. He said he opened his store Saturday morning after being closed for a week. He's got 30 orders to pack. Holy cow.
Wow. Dude took a week off? Oh, man, that must be... He's like Energizer Bunny over there. How can you take a week off? You're probably going crazy.
Daddy-O's Bricks is here. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight as our loyal followers. I had a question for you guys watching. I watched Brick Outside the Box the other day, his video he put out. Or no, never mind. Just a Brick in the Bucket put out a video. And he said that he adjusted all his shipping prices because the USPS rates were going up again. But I can't find anything on like the new rate increase if there is going to be one. So I'm not sure if he was like still working from the last rates or what. If anyone knows of a link to the new rates, because I did hear somewhere else they were going to go up, but I can't find any info on it.
I've looked for it a couple of times and I can't find
anything about some new rates that are coming in the future.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find anything other than what happened in January. I've looked a couple of times and I don't see anything on any new rates other than what happened at the end of January.
Yeah, I don't know. Hi,
If
Howard.
anybody else has got a link, let us know.
Because I'd like to let everyone know like what the rate is, so we can all be on top of it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll keep jacking it up though, little by little. I did see a thing where they've got like this 10-year plan on how to make USPS profitable again. Like it's going to take them 10 years to get the rates straight to make the company profitable.
You just send everything through Amazon. They come to the house more than USPS does.
Yeah, no kidding. They'll show up 2-3 times a day too. You know, like they may as well just start subbing it out to Amazon.
Yeah, like I don't know, whatever. But
that's what DHL did for a long time. They were subbing everything to the post office till they kind of stopped delivering in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they still deliver, but they deliver through the post office now.
I think DHL I've heard is like the fastest international like thing.
Well, they're huge in other countries, but they got stomped on over here by U.S. and UPS and FedEx somehow. They got like pushed out of the U.S. almost.
So the only recent announcement is
they're going to take longer.
Yeah, I think I brought that up like a month ago that they were.
Yeah.
They said their mailing of like first class was going to be slower or something, but I didn't see any rate change, so I don't know. But you never know.
It doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense to have a slower service and a faster service if the majority of the mail is going through the faster service anyway. You know, I mean, if you've already got planes going all over the place, why not just throw everything on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then eliminate half of your delivery people because you don't need them if you're sending the rest of it with the stuff that's already going overnight.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know what happened. One slow service and one fast service. Like,
yeah,
have one medium service.
Now they just got a slow service and a slower service.
Yeah. So, let's see. We could talk about store changes. So I currently have. I'm sure you've all seen my latest video where I made my secret door behind my drawers, which is pretty sweet. I'm gonna take. So right now, my new takes up 3/4 of the room, and the used takes up 1/4. So I'm going to consolidate the other 1/4 of new into the other half. So I will have half of the room will be new and half will be used, because I'm running out of used again. And I uploaded a whole bunch of stuff the other day, so we will see. But
we're in the process of redoing our house too. We're seriously considering. Actually, we've kind of started, but we're kind of breaking up our sorting and our inventory and packing, because right now, if we're trying to sort, I mean, we've got this huge table back here. It doesn't look big from the perspective you can see it from now, but anybody that's seen any of the other videos, you can see how big it is. It's like 3 foot wide and 16 feet long. It's huge. You could put 8 people at that table with no problem. And once we start sorting, you know, the whole table's covered. Both ends of it. If we got 4 people working on the sorting or something like that, and it's great for that. But at the same time, if you're sorting and it's time to pick orders, all that shit's in the way. So It's like you have to like stop sorting, clean up, and get stuff out of the way so that you can lay out all the stuff that you need to do the order picking and packaging. And Robert, we just lost Robert 2 days ago. He wound up taking off and going to North Carolina. So our color sorter is on 6-month leave while he goes and spends the summer up in New York. And so now that he's gone, he was using the dining room table up in the front half of the house. And that was kind of his little spot. He had it all set up for himself the way he wanted it laid out. And before he took off, we talked to him. We said, hey, you know, this whole thing's getting bigger and bigger. What do you think about putting another table up there in the front and having like 2 or 3 people doing this? And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. I won't be here anyway, so let me know. So he left, and now we're kind of like going to redo the whole front of the house so that there's a dining room and a living room that are connected. And I think that whole area is just going to become like the sorting area of the house, and this whole back is going to become nothing but picking orders and packaging and the inventory. So we're going to kind of separate the sorting and the packaging in two ends of the house. So, and we're still thinking about doing the whole store, getting the retail location, just because it's so close and it is relatively inexpensive compared to the workshop that I already have. But I don't think I really want to take on another $1,000 worth of overhead right now. I don't think, with summer coming up and it possibly, things getting a little bit slower because of summer, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, and I'm kind of leery about taking on another $1,000 of overhead every month right now. If I didn't have my old shop, which is costing about $2,000 a month, I don't think I'd have any problem doing it. But I really don't need $3,000 in overhead just to pay other people's rent bills to do Lego. That's just a lot of money to try to cover.
Plus, you're gonna have retail. You're gonna have like a bunch of sets and stuff for people to come buy. Like,
well, it would only
have someone to run the front end of the store, so you're gonna lose one of you.
It would really only be retail in the name. I mean, just because of the location, it's actually like right on the main road down the street, like right next to like a Pizza Hut. I mean, it's in the same kind of strip plaza. But I don't know that anybody would really be there all the time, because that would be the kind of thing where if one of us, right now Alex is kind of talking about he's going to be the one doing all the order picking and packaging every day, while the rest of us are doing all the sorting and inventory. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. I don't know if that's going to play out that way long term or not. But it'll be one of those things where he would have to go to the store for maybe 2 or 3 hours a day to pack orders, and then he wouldn't need to be there all day. So do you leave somebody at the store all day for something that you're not really trying to sell retail? It was more or less just a nice retail storage area more than anything.
So just pretty much like a warehousing area that is technically a retail, but you wouldn't.
Right. It would be more or less a storage place for us, just to get some of this out of the house and split it up so that we weren't working on top of each other all the time. But I don't think it's worth the overhead right now. I think if we were at 1 million plus parts, if we were at that level and we were doing those kind of sales right now, I'd probably have no problem doing it. But I think we're back still around like 200,000 parts. Yeah, 206,000 right now. And we've got so much more stuff to put into inventory still that it's kind of, I don't know, overhead's a bad thing when it comes to business. Always has been. Even my other big shop, we can make up to, a couple $100 an hour at machine shop. But still, overhead sucks, because those months where you don't get a couple of good jobs, it's like, okay, where's that $2,000 coming from? So what's up, fool? But it's I could definitely see outgrowing the house in general quickly. I mean, we've already outgrown 400 square feet plus back here, 400 or 500 square feet. We've already outgrown that for the most part. If we had to have everything that we've got right now, there's probably like a dozen, maybe more, big 50-pound totes of Legos that are out in the living room, just stuff that we haven't even touched yet. If we had to have all of that piled back here, it would take up more than the rack in the back, and we'd have overflow all over the floor. So, it's...
You just got to outsource the sorting to someone else. So then
I'm having a hard time doing that. I mean, my father, he's on there right now. He actually took 100 pounds home. I don't think he's done with it yet. Chop, chop.
No, he said it's going to take him until he dies, probably.
Get off the street and start sorting. But yeah. Oh, he says right there he's got another 60 pounds. Man, you've only done 40 pounds. You've had it for 2 weeks.
Hey, my kids do about 40 pounds a month.
Oh my God. You can do 100 pounds in a day or two.
Hey, that's a good pace for me. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of space and run out of time.
I got to run out of space.
Smooth space going,
I want to run out of space. Jessica's more gung-ho about getting bigger than any of us. She's like, she wants this store at 1 million parts like now. She wants it big. She wants it to be like 100% full-time, no screwing around. And she's very adamant about making it as big as we can.
She's a good driving.
Yeah, she's probably like the most driven out of the four of us. To well, that's what I'm saying. She's the most driven. She's keeping us, moving forward and keeping us going because she's like, let's go get some more stuff. But yeah, it's growing, but it's we're right now in that middle of the growing pain thing. It's like, okay, we're about as big as we can be without making some serious changes. Which ones are we going to make?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go full blown like somebody like Clutch where he's got this 5,000 square foot warehouse with racks and racks and racks and 7,000 stack-ons and all that. I don't want to go that crazy right away. But I mean, what else are you going to do? You're going to outgrow anything pretty quick, it seems like. It's just the mass volume of parts. It's like a logistics nightmare when you're talking this many parts and new and used. It just, I can see you ever watch the video on Lego Factory with their robots going up picking all those totes out of that massive warehouse.
Right, they run like the whole warehouse with one person to keep the machine. That's crazy.
That's almost what you need to do this. Is
if you can automate parts. If you automate the sorting or whatever, like that would be. It's either you hire people to sort or you automate it. Otherwise, it's taking too much of your own time. And eventually, if you get big enough, you need to outsource or hire people to help you do things because you just can't do it yourself. Because if you did, you'd be a week behind. Clutch is a week behind anyways, picking orders. And he has people picking them, but you have to get enough help that you can keep up with it.
Yeah, it's definitely. We got into it kind of by accident and just took a chance, and it's definitely one of those businesses where if you put the time in, it will work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can make money selling Lego. That's easy.
Yeah.
Just how much time do you want to spend, and how much money do you need to make? That's the question.
And you have a reliable source for automatic streams of Lego.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to go really big, you have to have so much a month coming in.
Right. But anybody that's serious will do that legwork. I don't know where Chris came up with his guy, but he's buying, a whole pallet at a time when he wants it too. And those people are out there. You can look around on Facebook and buy, giant bulk stuff from people. That's not a huge. It really comes down to having the cash. You got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to invest in parts. You got a year's worth of inventory. No problem.
Yeah. If I can find 1,000 pounds, that would get me by all next year. Because I'm running out now. Because I have my two sorters, between the two of them, they sort 80 to 100 pounds a month. And then I have one person that files them. So they kind of keep the flow going.
Yeah.
And I still have, it takes me about a week to go through all the stuff that they file and put it in the wall just to double check all the condition and price everything. But that's working 9 to 1 and then 2 more hours in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I still got all this other stuff that I'm I sorted all my minifig box the other day, so I'm going to upload those this week. So I got all minifig parts, but and then if you're looking to expand, hopefully you're looking at doing metal racks or something because wood is outrageously priced right now.
Oh yeah.
I went to buy something to do a little project, which probably should have costed $40. I paid $150.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous.
And I was like, my God,
yeah.
I instead of buying 2x4s to mount my bins on my closet doors, I had to buy 2x2 furring strips because they were much cheaper than 2x4s.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll just have to make this work. And I got some other lumber laying around. But
the last time I saw when Clutch did that last big upgrade that I saw on YouTube where he bought a lot of those plastic racks and was using a lot of shoe boxes for his inventory for the bigger quantity stuff. But realistically, I've done quite a bit of research on storage and stuff, and the cheapest way to go is to actually find a real legit commercial grade steel rack company and buy them that way. Big legit 8-foot long, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20-foot tall steel racks. That's the cheapest way to go.
Find a Home Depot going out of business.
Well, that's almost impossible nowadays because there's specific companies that go out there and buy up an entire Home Depot of parts and take it to a warehouse, and then they piece it out. So that's all usually sold out. I mean, if you could find a small mom and pop place that's shutting down, you could do that. But the Home Depots and Lowe's and Targets and all those big corporations, they've got people that come in and just buy the entire store.
Yeah,
and they did it all piece by piece. Yeah, so they're making their money. But I've got down here in Florida, we've got like 2 or 3 different steel rack manufacturers over in Fort Lauderdale. And I was looking at buying more of these steel black ones from Home Depot that we've got so far. And they're nice, but they're priced upwards of like $250, $300 a rack. And for that kind of money, I can buy bigger, nicer racks custom from the manufacturer in any dimension I want. So it's if you're doing a whole room or a whole store or something like that, and you want to spend $1,000 in racks, you're better off going and finding a real commercial industrial manufacturer and buying them straight from them than you are going to Home Depot and buying these, because these will cost you almost twice as much per linear foot as real industrial racks would be.
Yeah.
But it's hard to really figure out what you're going to do, because you're almost pre-planning for having 5-10 times the inventory we've already got, and then just now it becomes a square footage logistics problem. Where are you going to put it all?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were talking about taking this desk behind us, putting up 2 steel racks that are 8 feet long each, back to back, end to end, and then making like the bottom half the desk and still having shelves up above on the rack for more storage. So we'd actually have like a central rib right down the center of the room that would be 2 more steel racks, so you can put stuff on both sides all the way down. But that's like ripping the whole room apart and going buying them custom sized racks to build it up, the size we would need it. So
yeah, then you'd have to move all your desks to against the walls.
No, the actual desks would sit underneath the racks.
Oh, gotcha. So the racks would be above it. Okay.
Yeah, you ever seen if you look on YouTube, you see a lot of places that do that, where they'll build steel racks in a warehouse, but the bottom half of the steel rack is all workbench area with lights underneath the bottom shelf. Mm-hmm. So you've got 2, 3, 4 shelves above, and then the people working underneath on the shelf like a lower shelf almost that they've turned into a workbench. So that's an idea that we're playing around with too. And we've got a lot of room back here, which is nice, and we can pretty much do what we want. But at some point, it's like, okay, we're still going to outgrow this, and it's only been a little over a year. Well, it's almost going on a year and a half almost now. It's December, a year and a half ago. So, I think by the end of this year, we'll probably know whether we're going to if we're going to really outgrow the house and have to do something bigger, or if we're going to just come up and be like, screw it, let's just take over the whole house and not care. Just keep the overhead minimum. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of leaning towards keep the overhead as low as possible.
The lost cat just came back.
Yeah. I mean, we've come up with some other ideas too. I mean, we've got lots of dumb ideas we thought about. We've got lots of stupid ideas, trust me. We were thinking about getting like a 48-foot container and just putting all the racks down a 40-foot container and putting a wall unit in the container, and that would just be all your inventory. You go out there once every day or 2, however often you're going to take orders. You go in, shut the door, pick all your orders. It's like filling up an entire garage with racks. It's not something you need to spend all day in. You're only going to be there for a couple hours a day at most. So, I don't know. Let's see what everybody else is talking about. I've been talking, not reading anybody, so I gotta go back up and read some of this. Chris found a warehouse. Did you actually decide you were going to move into the warehouse, Chris? I know you were talking about it. 90% moving out. How big a warehouse are you getting, and what kind of price are you paying? What kind of overhead are you going to take on by doing it? Yeah, if it wasn't for the overhead, I would be all for moving to the retail store right now. If I didn't have the other shop and I weren't already paying $2,000 a month, I would be, yeah, let's just do it. I wouldn't even think twice, I think. But I don't want to take on an extra 1,000. 6,000 feet, that's big. My workshop's only 2,200. 6,000 feet, you better be getting one hell of a price. What is that? Oh, your bread. Ooh, check it out. Jesus just made her first loaf of bread right before Robert left. Robert won't eat white bread.
Yeah.
He stays away from all the white flour, so he makes his own bread. And right before he left, he showed Jessica how to make his whole wheat bread. So.
Huh. Nice.
Oh, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Great Brick Lab's got 6,000 feet for under $1,000 a month. That ain't bad at all.
That's cheap as hell.
Yeah, it'd be great to see a video when he gets moved in and stuff, or even like of the moving in and like building or whatever, like a time lapse kind of deal. That'd be cool.
6,000 feet for $1,000 a month. That's really, really cheap. I mean, really cheap.
It all depends where you live. Some places like houses are cheap and rent's cheap. Some places are just outrageous.
I live in California.
Like my house payment. But so I was on Facebook today, seeing if I could find any Lego at a deal. Somebody had
an air conditioner 6,000 feet. Oh shit!
Needs updating and AC added.
Ooh, you're gonna try 8? Yeah.
If you're leasing it, hopefully you don't have to do that thing. Somebody else owns it.
Yeah, if the owner does it, cool. But if you're up on the hook for air conditioning in a 6,000 square foot building, ooh, that ain't gonna be cheap.
Because you never own it, so like when you move out, you ain't getting no money back.
Well, it might be wise.
The better.
Yeah.
Or you just leave it hot and run it like a sweatshop. He'll be at his house anyways.
Yeah, right. What's he care? He's not the one picking orders.
But anyways, I was on Facebook and somebody had the dog. Shut up. Had the Fast and Furious Charger, brand new, in the box, still sealed. And I was like, "Oh, cool!" And they had $20 on it. So I was like, "Oh, neat." I was like, "Hey, is this available?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'll do trades." And I was like, "I'll give you $20." Like that's what it says. And then they just never replied.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Don't list something that's $100 for $20, and then be like, oh, I want to trade something." Like, you're dumb. Put like $100.
That's pretty good. Would have been good.
And then somebody else had
What's more?
oh yeah, a guy that lives in the town next to me has $8,000 on his Lego collection. Wants someone to help him go through it and figure out the value, and then essentially buy it for whatever value they find out. And like he's been trying for like a month, and I said, "I'll give you $3 a pound." He's like, "I have all these old instruction booklets that are like mint condition," and I was like, "Bro, instructions are free on Lego.com.
Yeah.
Booklets are worth like $1 or $2, maybe if they're old. Like, no one cares anymore." And all of your shit is mixed in totes. Like,
yeah,
you can't say I have all these sets somewhere in all these totes.
No, it doesn't work that way.
How many you have? What parts are there? Like, are you gonna go through it and do each set? Because I'm gonna have to do that. So
even
per pound.
Sets are worth less than the parts are.
Yeah. So I would just take it, wash it, send it to the sorters, and let them deal with it. All the parts get listed eventually, anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll probably just again. Howard lives next to me, so he's seen the same stupid post. He says, I hate seeing his post. I want to buy it all. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to put up more pictures soon. And I was like, you've had the same pictures of 2 totes of Lego for like 2 months. Like, come on, dude.
2 totes can't be more than 100 pounds. I mean,
yeah, I'm like, you don't have gold or anything for sale.
you think he's going to get a couple grand out of it.
So I'm going to have to watch the Goodwill again and try to get some more since I'm starting.
My Goodwill was the prices were going crazy.
Really?
Oh, dude,
they were going high like months ago.
They were going like hundreds of dollars for like a couple, like 15 pounds.
My gosh.
And I was like, oh, the hell with that.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to like get some little flyers and print out, and then when I go like to the cabin, all these little towns with gas stations, it's like posted up on their bulletin board in there. I'll pay you $3 a pound or $3.50 for Lego.
I tell you, one of the best places to get Legos from if you want used stuff is hunt around for a while till you see somebody selling some decent mixed lots. And what I ran across was you'll find a bunch of people that do garage sailing and they pick up. I mean, I met this lady up in St. Petersburg, I think it was. And that's all she does is she goes around and buys stuff up from garage sales and then puts it on eBay. Well, one of the things that she was collecting was Legos, and she collects little figurines, and her husband likes golf clubs, and just whatever crap they like, they go around the garage sales and pick it up. And they wound up getting a tote of like 30 pounds of Legos, threw it up on Facebook. I contacted them, and she's like, yeah, I do this all the time. She says, I usually don't buy Legos, but we got this giant tote, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just threw it up there. And I'm like, well, keep doing it. Anytime you get 10, 20, 50 pounds, let me know. I'll take it all. And she's like, okay, cool. So now whenever she gets any, she'll just send us a message and say, hey, I got more. And you find 2-3 people that will do that with you where they're out getting shit anyway. If they know they've got somebody that's going to take every Lego they ever get and never give them any crap about it, they won't stop buying it. They'll just keep buying it and just store it for you. My dad went and got 100 pounds. When he goes? Sunday. Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Huh? Whatever the hell day he went. He went up to Tampa and got me another 100 pounds just because the guy I work with collected another 100 pounds just laying around. He called me up and said, hey, I got more. And I'm like, all right, cool. My dad's going up anyway. He'll pick it up for me. But you find a couple people, and it's not hard to. I mean, I've probably 5 or 6 people that I found that are decent. We actually stopped buying from a couple people because they kept bringing junk. like 75% fake bricks and stuff. Like, dude, I don't want this crap. If it doesn't say Lego, don't bring it to me. This stuff's worthless.
Yep.
And there was a couple people we stopped buying from on purpose because they were trying to throw like 20 pounds of books in the bottom of a tote and be like, oh yeah, it's 100 pounds. No, bullshit.
Oh yeah, screw that.
Yeah. So we with a couple of shady people stopped working with them, but the few people that I work with right now, it's great. I can make a phone call right now and tell both of these guys, okay, I want 1,000 pounds.
Yep.
Let me know when you got it, and probably in a week or two, I'd be going to pick up another 1,000 pounds.
That's crazy.
So I don't know where the hell they get it all from all the time, but they get it, and they're making money on it, so they don't care.
Yep. That's cool. So what else is new? Anything?
What else is new? Anything?
Got my what's this thing called? My grade pre.
Yeah, we bought a couple of things that we saw, like kits. We bought a couple of kits online that came in the mail from Facebook, but nothing major. Found a couple small local lots that we picked up over the week. One of them had a couple of the buildable Star Wars guys. got a couple things like this, and I pay like $20 for like 5 different kits or something. So
Yeah, I had like half of one of those. I listed the parts.
Alex has got another one right back there. He got the Darth Vader one.
Those things were on clearance at Target like 2 years ago, and like nobody wanted them. It was like
and now people want them.
Fail for like ever.
Now people want the parts for them too. It's crazy.
Yeah, a couple parts were like 50 cents, so I listed it. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, once you can't get them, then everybody wants them.
Yeah.
We've had about 6 of each one.
Yeah, we go through it all the time. But, I keep an eye out all the time. I'm always kind of scouring through Facebook or Craigslist, OfferUp. Check every place and look all the time because, you never know what's going to pop up. And like the Coliseum when it came up cheap, it's like we didn't need it.
Yeah.
It was priced a little high to buy for inventory, but it's also parts out of 3 times what we paid for it. So you can't lose money if you get a good deal. And that was relatively new. I mean, the guy only built it and just put it on display. So, best bet's just to stay online and keep looking everywhere because and what I've noticed lately, which I've done a few times, I think I've ordered in maybe 4 or 5 batches on Facebook from out of state. And I've had good luck. Everything has showed up. It's all decent quality stuff. And I haven't really had any problems. So, I mean, if you check, I guess, the people's feedback and, make sure they're kind of legit on Facebook, I haven't had any problem buying stuff through there yet either. So,
I bought a bunch of my personal sets.
Yeah, Alex has bought a bunch of personal sets through Facebook, the stuff that he wanted to buy and keep himself. And
I've only had one bad experience.
We bought one big lot of had motors and a bunch of what was that shit? All the computerized stuff. The
EV3 and the
EV3 computer Mindstorm stuff. We bought a big lot of that on Facebook once for it was like parted out. It was like $500 worth. And it was like guy wanted $100 for all the parts, and I'm like, what the hell? Worst case scenario, we could play with it for a while and dump it if we don't want it. So, but yeah, I haven't had any problem doing stuff. The only place I haven't really looked in, I know there are deals to be had because I know Pops buys a lot of shit right on eBay, and I've never put any time or money into buying any lots on eBay.
Well, that's knows which specific minifigs are worth a bunch of money that might be enough to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not into the figures so much, but I would guess that there's probably some decent deals to be had if you're buying in bulk on there, but I don't dig around on eBay as much as I do on Facebook. It seems like Facebook has a lot better deals. Everybody on eBay is like trying to get top dollar, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Facebook's just local people looking to dump shit. They want to get the rent paid or whatever, cleaning out their house, getting rid of, cleaning up somebody's room or something, just getting rid of stuff. But
hey, there's a box of Lego on Goodwill right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how much it is, but if you go down to the item info, it says 39 pounds is the weight.
Yeah.
You think that's actually 39 pounds of Lego? It's a big box. It's like a Home Depot box.
Send me a link. Let me look at it. I'll tell you. I know what size totes will 30, 45 pounds.
Well, it's definitely like tote size. It's got to be that much. I'm going to have to ask Howard. Howard, are you bidding on some Lego on Facebook right now?
Facebook or Goodwill?
Deal ends in a day. I only search for the one by me so I can go pick it up.
Well, I haven't looked on there in a couple of weeks actually. But I saw it. Don't bid me up.
Is that you, Howard, looking at the
yeah, that's him.
one? Okay. If you find any other good deals, let me know. I need to buy some. Because that's a hella deal if you get it for that price.
I tell you, I actually stopped looking on there. You're the one that had me go on to it, and the first time I went on, there was some like decent deals, but then I went and looked again after that. Holy shit, the prices just get way out of hand on miscellaneous coats.
Well, like this one is 29 pounds for $15. Ends in a day.
Yeah, but that'll skyrocket.
Mine's just got a bunch of crappy little tiny sets for $10 a piece right now. Has anybody ordered from there and actually had it mailed to them? How much are they charging to ship like a 35, 40 pound total of bricks?
You can get estimated shipping like before you bid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. This one's got mega blocks. Ugh. Garbage.
Oh,
Garbage.
here's one. 10 pounds of unsorted Lego and Lego-like toys. Yeah, that's going to be a winner. I'm going to jump on that one.
Huh.
Every one of these says Lego-like. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, if it says like it probably remember that one bag I got? It had one piece of Lego in it, and the other
Shit.
5 or 10 pounds of garbage.
Oh man,
Lego
that
and
sucks.
like knockoff, and I was like, really?
That sucks.
Good job. Howard says he just got one from Madison, Wisconsin. It was $20 to ship.
That's not too bad. How much weight was it? That's not bad, really. I ordered some Legos from Northern Florida. Somebody had like 65 pounds. Put it in a box, and it cost me $32 to ship it to myself from North Florida to South Florida, which wasn't bad, really. I mean, $30. I couldn't have obviously driven up there and gotten it for that. It would have cost me a fortune to go get it.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too bad.
He said it was about $20, so $20 or 20
Or
pounds.
20 pounds, $20. That's not bad. The UPS, if you go through PayPal and create a label and just ship it to yourself, that's how I've been doing it. And it's really cheap. The UPS rate you get through PayPal is awesome.
Yeah, some people are crazy. Like 15 pounds and it's at $86. Really?
Yeah, like what the hell's wrong with you?
My God.
Like you really want one of those parts.
My wife's aunt contacted me. She's like, hey, I have a bunch of these old castle Lego sets in like great condition. Do you want them? And I was like, well, are they like in a tote or like separate or boxed or like how are they, so I could see what the value is to know what to give you? And she's like, oh, they're all mixed together. She's like, I'll just give you it. And I was like, okay. She was really concerned that she wanted to give me them because they were old castle and something else. And I was like, that sounds like lots of money.
If you can find a couple of sealed castles, you make a fortune probably. Some of the old school yellow and gray ones. You make really good money on complete sets from back then, but it's I mean, we just went through a whole bucket of, or a whole tote of parts. Robert went through it, and a lot of it was like old vintage. We've actually got the waffle bottom plates.
Oh, yep. I have a few of those.
And you know, it's the bricks still work, but they look so different than the modern bricks. I could see people getting them and being pissed if they're building something.
Yeah.
It's like even though they're old vintage stuff.
Well, usually they have they won't have the reinforcements underneath, so it's a different part number than the ones with the reinforcements.
Yeah. But unless you're trying to piece together some really old vintage stuff and you want it to be like 100% original vintage parts, I don't see a huge demand for any of that. Really, I got the old gears and the old
Samsonite gears do sell.
Do they?
Yep. We've only got 3 or 4 left.
Well, people use that stuff for like the great ball contraptions and stuff. People keep buying up a lot of that weird stuff.
Yeah.
Samsonite gears still sell.
Yeah, I'm looking at Goodwill right now, and it's like, yeah, there's not much worth bidding on that I can see, for me at least. I want like 50 pounds and up. I don't want to mess around with 20 pounds.
Buying like pounds and crap. Like,
yeah.
it's like I want big numbers.
I'm gonna have to swoop in and steal Chris's supplier.
Couldn't afford the supply.
He's only got 1,000 pounds. I can afford 1,000 pounds at a time. Just gotta get you to go through it quicker.
But if he's getting 1,000 pounds, I doubt his supplier has another 1,000 to give you.
Yeah, with Chris on $2 a pound, we get $3 a pound. We're gonna be making bank.
There you go. 28 pounds of Bionicles. Now that would be worth buying.
Yes.
It's just miscellaneous shit with a couple Bionicles pieces. Never mind.
Lying sons of bitches.
Don't be teasing me.
Damn, David's got 100 pounds of Bionicle. That's crazy.
We had that at one point.
Yeah, we had like 100 pounds of it too. We went through like hundreds of pounds and just put all the Bionicle crap aside because we didn't know what to do with it at first. So we had it just like piled up. We just hadn't gotten around to messing with it, and then we sat down and started putting it in inventory and saw how expensive it was. We're like, oh my god, we should have done this a long time ago.
I think my brother's finally building my secret door for the office. So that should be sweet when that gets done. Except for lumber's expensive, so it's probably going to cost me a pretty penny. But it'll be cool when it's done, though. So. Hey, Howard, I'm bidding on some stuff that ends in a couple days, so don't bid on the next stuff. Oh, God. When my dog sleeps, he farts, and it smells so bad. Like, terrible. Oh.
Just walking around.
I just walk around and fart all the time lately. I'm getting old. The crop dusting when they walk around the house. Yeah, they've gotten to the point where when they bark, they fart. That's kind of funny. Like,
Jared says all his Goodwills are cherry picking and sending to Shop Goodwill now.
Yeah.
They don't know that the bulk Lego is still worth lots. Nice.
There was one batch on our local Goodwill that came up, and they had an entire, I think it was a 32 by 32 plate. Could have been a 48 square stud plate. I don't know. It was completely covered with minifigures. They had like minifigures stuck in every single stud they could put them in.
Oh, yep.
And they were selling all the minifigures as one lot. It went up to like $1,000 or something stupid. I'm like,
crazy.
What the hell are you spending $1,000 on these for? They can't be worth. I mean, granted, there might have been a few in there that were worth a few bucks, but damn.
Yeah.
It's like the whole storage thing. Remember when the Storage Wars show came up, and then everybody started like paying stupid money for storage containers?
Yep.
It's like the same thing's going on with the Lego shit now.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, it's all Nathan's fault for starting the show.
Yep. Everybody found out the secret to hustling.
The Lego hustle, that's right. It's all Nathan's fault. Actually, it's Chris's fault. Chris started it, didn't he? Or is it the two of you? I don't know. It's somebody's fault.
Trigger break. Yeah, we started together.
I'll have to blame both of you then.
He's into watches now, so he knows what time it is.
He's just a
Like 9 pounds here for $46.
yeah. It's like
It's vintage stuff, like space stuff.
vintage. It just means it's old and crusty looking. Is what it means.
Yeah, I mean, it's got more crap on it.
Yeah.
5 pound lot of Bionicle. That sounds like a good one.
Ooh, look, Alex, 10 totes for $50.
10 to $50. It's half the price. It's a good deal.
We're stocking up on those big ass black and yellow
Make sure you get the
totes
new
from
ones
Home Depot.
though.
Oh, the ones with the cups that come out of it?
No, it's just got the big flat lids.
27-gallon totes.
Yeah, the big 27-gallon ones because you can fit about each one's like 50 pounds when it's totally full.
Yeah.
We bought out last time we went and picked up a big lot. Alex went to Home Depot and bought a bunch of them just so you could put everything in it and weigh them easy.
What are you getting them for?
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
No, like how much?
They're like $10 or something. Like $10.
They have them also at Menards and Lowe's, and I think they're down to $7. I think.
Oh, yeah?
I've even seen Walmart with them.
Problem is, all the manufacturers' molds are different.
Yeah.
Different.
Oh.
Yeah.
The last ones we got came from Walmart. Then they stopped carrying the ones that we had. So then you had to buy something different. Nothing locks into each other the same.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
I know. Same thing with the Sterilites. You know, they start changing shit and nothing's compatible.
Yeah. Remember what happened last time I bid on all this crap at Goodwill? I won like
Yeah, you
12.
got it all.
I was like, dang it. Lego RC racers. Are those worth money? They're literally remote control cars you build.
Yeah, they're probably worth something. Controllers are.
Depends on whether it's got all the mechanics.
Yeah, it depends on if it's missing shit or not. Are they complete sets or are they just open box stuff?
No, they look like they're built.
Yeah, if you got all the electronics, it'll be worth something.
Maybe I'll have the set number. Let me check. Of course, they covered the set number with the parts. Dang it. Oh.
You can always look it up by the name.
Yeah, just look it up on Bricklink by the name.
They look pretty stupid.
There's probably only so many of those race cars.
I think these are dumb. Oh, 8369. Somebody look up the value. 8369 is the set number. I think there's 2 of them here, actually.
Hey, look at our warehouses for lease in Facebook.
Really?
Not our unit, but the building, yeah. One of the units in on our side, they're trying to get $1,200 a month for one unit.
For the 1,100 square foot?
Yeah,
Wow. That's almost as much as we're paying for double that.
yeah,
Definitely shows we're getting grandfathered in.
yeah. They're jacking the rates up on the property. So don't let our lease lapse.
Or they'll just be like, oh, hey, the new rate is this next time.
Well, they raise if we sign a new lease every 2 years, you know, we pretty much keep the same rate, but it goes up of, you know, like 3 or 5% a year, whatever the going rate is, and they're not screwing anybody. But yeah, if you let your lease lapse, they'll definitely bend you over.
Yep.
Hey, I think the silver truck was back there behind the shop when they took the picture.
Not anymore.
Huh. Oh,
At least it says it's for lease and not for sale. I don't want to deal with more fucking.
yeah.
What the hell did I say that number was? 8369. Whoops.
Anybody on here got any of the full Angry Birds kits? I actually want to buy like a complete set of all the Angry Birds kits. I don't
So
want
you
to
get mad and
get hosed on it, but I want all the kits because I want the figures. I like them. I just want
so this set I told you that looks stupid, this RC set,
yeah.
it parts out for $175.
There you go. Told you.
There's 2 of them. I better bid on it.
You better bid on them.
It's at $895.
I told you, man. All that RC shit's pretty valuable.
As long as all the electronics are there.
Well,
Well, it shows the remotes and the batteries, so
yeah, it should be good.
I'm not gonna bid a
Those are
boatload.
Batmobile showing up.
Even if one part's missing, it's like you definitely got your money's worth for $20 or $30.
Yeah.
Dave says that Angry Birds are cheap on Bricklink. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about doing a build. You know how they did the Mario Brothers, where they did like a whole build of all the actual like computer screen, what it looked like. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do one with Angry Birds. I like the Angry Birds in Space game. I actually played that game quite a bit when we first got our Rokus.
I think Goodwill is figuring out that Bionicles sell for lots of money because they have separate lots of Bionicle now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they know about it.
Jeez.
Have you watched some of the YouTube shit on the guys that do the Bionicle builds? Like they build all their own custom creatures and shit.
Fucking
Holy shit, those guys they're really good, some of them. There was one guy had a table, must have had like 200 or 300 Bionicle figures on it that he custom designed all of them.
Yeah.
They had a backstory.
Yeah, each one of them had some kind of story to it, and it was like this whole alternate reality to them. It was really, really well done.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like definitely a little niche thing on when it comes to Lego collecting. So what's new with everybody else? Nobody tells us squat about their lives in stores. What's going on with
Tell us
everybody?
all your secrets
Yeah, tell us all your secrets.
so we can use them.
You can use your powers against you. You need to get more people to come on and hang out with us.
Is Sean here tonight? I haven't seen him post.
No, I haven't heard anything from him.
I was going to tell him you shipped the computer. He probably shit his pants.
You probably would. You probably thinks you're just lying to get him to come on.
He might be on vacation. I think he was going on vacation maybe or something.
Ah, that could be it.
Slacker.
Yeah, what's this slacking shit vacation?
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he is there. See,
He was hiding.
background. He's back there staying
Wife
quiet.
on vacation.
Yeah, his wife went on vacation, left him home to make some money. That's what it was.
I just got a notification. Apparently there's another deadly police shooting and there's a giant crowd.
We had a motorcycle death on the way home from the hospital last night.
I wasn't paying
Sean
attention.
messaged me on Discord. Look at that. See, I just need to look at my phone.
Mhm. So they killed another cop over there now?
Said they're calling in the National Guard
Where?
to Minneapolis.
Jesus.
It might be for the trial, though. I don't know, but who knows?
Your city hates cops, don't they?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
They'd hate
and white
my-
people. Let's see here. Howard's uploading 32 copies of 11009. My gosh. Brick Outside the Box says, how do you get your UPS account when set up through PayPal? So how did I do mine? So on PayPal, you can go to, on the top, there's a little like bar thing with some icons, and you can click on shipping labels.
There we go.
And then on the far right, if you click on a UPS label, you can do like if you sold something not on PayPal, like through Stripe or somewhere, you click that and you can make your own label. And if you don't have a UPS account, I think it'll allow you to click UPS and then you can make it that way. There might be another way too. But it'll bring you to the UPS site and then you create an account and it'll be linked to your PayPal account.
That's how I did mine.
Is that how it did? Or I think you can go to settings and then shipping options, and then I think you can click PayPal or you can click UPS and it'll bring you to the UPS site then. But that's how you do it. You can also do it with eBay. But for some reason, when I had my eBay one linked, I couldn't get the 7,000 fanfold label case for free. But with my PayPal one, I did. So I now have 7,000 labels. So eventually I'll start using them, I guess. It's going to last me for the next 10 years, probably. That's what I did, but I can't get the UPS account to order boxes.
Well, UPS doesn't give you boxes. If you buy it, you got to buy them from them.
No, I got free boxes.
Did you?
Yeah. I have both box sizes.
I never got any.
Here, let me pull up my let me look at this one thing quick. Hold on. Let me pull up my UPS account. We'll take a look. I haven't been in there in quite a while. I ordered boxes once, and they send you so many, you'll be good for like 2 years.
You know, be really good on that bread. Tuna.
Port wine cheese toasted.
Port wine cheese, yeah, that too.
Toasted port wine cheese.
Tuna with lettuce would be awesome.
Ugh.
You like tuna?
Well, I like tuna, just not with lettuce. You got to get the little crisp bread with the what is it, liver pate or whatever on it.
There you go.
There, that's good.
You gotta go to Walmart, go over to the deli section, buy the little tiny miniature loaves of bread. They're like appetizer breads. They're about this big, about this long. Get the pumpernickel one. Then get yourself some port wine cheese, which comes in a little tub. If you've never had it, you need to go get it. It's like ultra sharp cheddar, but better. Comes in a little tub about this big. Get port wine cheese. Spread the port wine cheese on the bread and put it in the toaster oven until the cheese turns golden brown. Holy shit, is that good.
Port wine cheese, huh?
Port wine cheese. If you've never had it, go try it. It's if you like cheddar and you like sharp cheddar, you're going to love port wine cheese.
Huh. I like sharp cheddar. That's good.
You will love this shit. It's like ultra tangy and kind of sweet.
Let me see here. Brick outside the box. I'm trying to check my account to see what the deal is.
You could go off on a whole cooking tangent. I used to be a cook.
I used to be a cook too.
So yeah, where'd you work?
So my first job, well, I worked at my family pet store for a long time, but then my first real job, I was a dishwasher at this restaurant, and then I moved up to like head chef.
Cool.
And then the guy got fired and opened his own restaurant, so then I transferred over to his restaurant. So I did that for a couple of years when I was younger.
Forever ago, you know, Morrison's, they used to own Ruby Tuesdays and a couple couple big ones. They had a chain called Silver Spoon Cafe, and I worked there for a few years. It was mostly like Italian food, but they had steak and ribs and stuff like that too. And I worked there for years, and that was fun. Learned a lot of Italian stuff back then. I worked at Perkins for a long time when I was real young. Worked a graveyard shift. That was like the best job ever. It was like me, this chick manager, and like this one female waitress. And we had this lady that came in at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Bitter old lady that was the baker. She hated her life and job, but she was there every day. It was like the four of us, and then like one other person would come and go once in a while. It's like every single night it would just be the four of us in this restaurant alone. The place is quiet. We'd get like a big rush at 2 o'clock when all the drunks got out of the bars. But other than that, the only people that showed up in the middle of the night are cops. So it's like you sit there and cook for cops all night long. Hardly had to do shit.
Yep. All right, brick outside the box. So when you're in your UPS account, and then you go to click your name up at the top right when you sign in, and then click accounts and payment. Make sure your account number is in there. It'll be a a 6-digit number, which is a letter, 2 numbers, a letter, and 2 more numbers. If that isn't in there, you need to add the account number in. And you also need to add your PayPal account number. And you might need to add a credit card number also. And then it should unlock the boxes and the labels and all that stuff. Because essentially they think you're going to ship a bunch through PayPal or through UPS. So they need something to charge you in case you ship that. You can't get to the UPS account. Well, then just create another one. I know I had some issues with my UPS account initially, but I use the boxes mainly for shipping international because through pirate ship, the first half pound is the same price. So whether it's just one piece, I'll just throw it in a box because it's still under half pound. Plus, then you know if it gets smashed, usually the package is more protective rather than putting in a bubble mailer or something.
So when's Nathan getting his own Coliseum and we're going to do this build-off high?
Getting a what?
He says, when are you going to get your own Coliseum? We'll do a build-off.
They're like $480 here still.
I just saw another one for like $300.
You didn't
Really?
No.
What's wrong with you?
We already got one. What the hell do you need a second one for?
Because then I could build an entire Coliseum.
You could build 2 Coliseums. You could build it as if it wasn't damaged. You could build the real Coliseum.
That's what I'm saying.
To build it back to original.
Yes, you could replace the broken area.
Exactly.
All right, I'm still trying to find where to find this on UPS here.
I'm just,
Says Bricklink. He's got Angry Bird sets. Bricklink. Ooh. Hey, Bricklink, give me a good deal on them. I'll buy all 3 of them. I actually want like all the sets eventually.
Brick outside the box. You could try if you go back to PayPal, and then you click on settings and go down to account settings, and then at the very bottom of the menu, you click on shipping, and then you click on shipping preferences and click update, and then you click UPS, and it should bring you to the UPS website, and you can set up an account, which would be like kind of a pain in the butt, but yeah, I was on the Bricklink Facebook page the other day, and everyone's like saying how they get UPS or they get shipping labels off like eBay and how cheap they're getting them. And I was like, you guys are paying for labels? I was like, you can get those free. Like, why? I was like, do you not watch any of my videos? Like, I've told you how to get everything pretty much for free or dirt cheap.
that's when you just pimp out your channel.
Or just get your rolls and sell to them for half price and just the hell with them. Let them, don't tell them everything.
I tell them, they'll be like, oh my God, that's a deal. And then they'll forget the next day. And then somebody else will be like, hey, I'll get this for this amount. Like, I just quit posting sometimes because I'm like, you guys need to like watch some YouTube. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already been invented.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So.
I've been a little discouraged on a lot of the Facebook pages lately, man. It's like, I don't know. It seems like people are just like
Getting dumber.
Well, it's not so much dumb, but I mean, just it's really like nasty. People are just nasty lately. Like everybody's got something shitty to say about everything. Like you go on, and people are asking for suggestions or ideas, and you know, if you post something constructive to give them some advice, somebody's got to come back and just shit all over everything that everybody writes. It's like, what is it with these people?
Yep.
Your life sucks that bad that mine has to suck as bad as yours, and you're going to make sure of it? It's like, what the hell is wrong with people?
And then I follow this Walmart Bricklink page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And every time they're like, don't try to price match Bricklink when you go to Walmart. And then somebody will post, I'm new to this. I tried to get them to price match this Bricklink and they wouldn't do it. And it's like, the first rule is don't tell them you want to price match Bricklink. Like, that's not how it works.
Talk about Bricklink.
And then people are like, look at all this stuff I got so cheap. And I'm like, are you really going to use like 30 pounds of Easter grass? Like, what are you going to do with that? Or what are you going to do with 5 car seats? You don't have any kids. Like, people just buy this crap because it's cheap, and I don't think they even know what they're going to do with it.
Well, that makes sense if you got like an eBay business where you can turn around and flip stuff all day.
But I don't think they do.
No.
It's literally a bunch of moms that are just like, look at all this deal I got. I got a whole cart of shampoo. We're going to have enough shampoo till the next World War.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Bricklink where people do. I mean, you ever watch like the extreme coupon shit? You ever watch that?
Oh, yeah. I've tried to figure that out. That's way too much work.
It is a lot of work, but they get thousands of dollars of crap for free. But I've seen where people will like do that extreme couponing and then go on to Facebook and sell it all for like 50% retail. They got it for free.
Which makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
The problem is you're doing all the work of finding all the coupons and storing the coupons.
Yeah.
They expire at certain times, but you can find certain ones and add them together, and that just makes my head spin.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to do that kind of shit.
Yep.
I want quick, easy deals, like just yes or no. Okay, I'm going to move on.
That's for sure. But you know what? As soon as Donald Trump gets his Facebook service going, I'm gonna be on there. I hope they allow you to sell stuff. Oh, you stink, dog. Jesus Christ. So I was watching some videos on the, because I used to work on cars for like 10 years before I did my current job, which I'm now retired from. Maybe next week I'll tell everybody what my job is officially. Or was. I officially retired as of Friday. So I'm going to start collecting my pension at 35. So now I just sell Lego whenever I feel like. I got to go get my official retired ID card tomorrow on Tuesday.
Gotta change your name up here to Captain Part-Time.
Yep. So, where was I going with that conversation?
I don't know. How many more days you got till it's like 100% official?
Oh, it's technically official as of Friday.
This Friday or last Friday?
Last Friday.
Oh.
I got to go get my ID card just so I know, like, it's done.
Okay.
No takebacks.
Yep. I already put all my equipment in and stuff, so.
Which ID card?
My retired ID.
You get a retirement ID card?
Yeah. Should get me into, all the
You can go to Perkins and get
trailer
like
parks
right?
in Arizona, the golf courses.
You can go to Perkins and get half-price dinners?
Got to give me a handicap sticker is what I need so I can park up front. What else do retired people do? Take video of me going to Walmart and just being like, hey, how's it going? What are you guys doing today? You want to hang out? You want me to stand here and greet with you?
I can just hang out all day. I'm not doing anything.
But, oh, yeah. So I was watching videos on the Dodge motors, and they have the Elephant motor.
Oh yeah, that's been around for a while.
Horsepower crate motor you can buy.
Yeah,
For $30,000.
1,000 horsepower.
Oh man, I could totally use one of those. But they only make like 100. But they're coming out with a limited edition car. They're making like 100 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that would be so cool. But you can get the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT with a 700 horsepower motor in it. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun. Because obviously I live in the snow, so like it would have to be all-wheel drive. So the Jeep would be the best.
Yeah.
So maybe my next car will be that when I win the lottery or something.
We bought up a whole bunch of Dodges. We've got 3 Dodge Magnums. I've got one of the Dodge Viper trucks. And we've got 2 Dodge or Chrysler 300s. All of them are like RTs or SRTs. They're pretty badass. It's fun. Nice toys. And they're easy to work on, which is a nice thing. I mean, they're all older models. They're like 05 to 07s. And every single one of them is like all the parts on every Dodge is like interchangeable. All the cars.
Well, at least that frame.
Yeah, that frame design for like 15 years. Every car's
Chrysler 300,
Yep.
Dodge Magnum.
You can take a Charger, Magnum, Challenger, every one of them. You can swap out control arms. You can swap out drive shafts, transmissions, engines. Like everything's interchangeable on those cars.
Yeah.
So they're nice and easy to fix, and they're cheap as shit to fix because there's billions of parts everywhere.
Somebody's crashing one every day.
Yeah. But the newer ones are expensive as shit. They're Chrysler got a little crazy with the some of the Hellcats and stuff like that. $80,000 and shit. They're crazy.
People at my work were buying that crap. Because they're like, oh, I get a bunch of money now. Like, I'm going to buy this expensive car. I was like, you guys are dumb. All you got to do is crash that thing.
Yeah.
But Steve says get a lifetime discount at Krispy Kreme. If you have your COVID vaccine card and you go to Krispy Kreme, you get a free donut. You go every day of the year and you get a free donut if you show them your card.
Oh, shit. Now James is going to go get his fucking COVID shot.
I'm not being a fucking guinea pig for a goddamn donut. Fuck you.
I've looked up the nearest Krispy Kreme is like 4 or 5 hours away from me.
Oh, we got one here in town finally. It took a while.
You bitched about it forever.
I bitched on their Facebook page every time they posted a sale. I'd go on there and I put like the aerial map of Krispy Kreme, and it shows one in Tampa, one in Fort Lauderdale, and it says you are here. And I would take a screenshot, I saved it to the computer, and I'm like Krispy Kreme dead zone. And every time they posted an ad on their Facebook page, I replied with that picture over and over
and
again.
Then we finally got one in our town.
And we finally got one showed up. It was like 2 years of I just followed them to see what the specials were all the time. But every time they posted, I would reply with that stupid picture. They probably got sick of seeing it and just opened one just to shut me up.
They make a killing. There's always cars.
Oh, dude, there's like a line wrapped around the Krispy Kreme here all the time.
Well, there is one guy that would drive down to Iowa, which is the nearest one, get dozens of Krispy Kremes, and he would come up here, and people would like prepay him, like, hey, give me a box. And he would go down there, and he would sell them for more when he got back. And then Krispy Kreme, like, apparently, like, found out and tried to ban him.
What?
And all these people, like, complained, and then they're like, oh, we're sorry, we didn't mean that. Here, you get a free year supply of donuts. And they like gave him a whole bunch. But yeah, that's all he does. He sells them on Facebook.
That's funny.
Dozen Krispy Kreme or whatever.
Wow.
Jared says he's going to get a donut tomorrow.
I tell you, those things got crack and heroin in them. Holy shit.
Somebody should send me a box of Krispy Kremes. I'll literally just eat them here while we do. They're better if you warm them up for like 10 to 15 seconds.
We probably could have got about 2 dozen of them inside the computer case. You should have said something.
Oh, yeah. I should have filled it with donuts as packing.
Hell yeah. But yeah, oh my God, they are good. Have you ever gone to a Krispy Kreme drive-thru?
No, the one they used to have was like 2 hours away when I was a kid, and that thing went out of business. The closest thing I can get to a Krispy Kreme is going to Walmart and getting a little pack of Krispy Kremes.
No, dude. You have no idea. See, I didn't know this until we went to Fort Lauderdale a few years ago on a trip, and we decided there was a Krispy Kreme, and my wife's like, "Hey, look," and I'm like, "Sweet, let's go." So we drove through the drive-through, and we got I got two glazed donuts and 2 jelly donuts, whatever for myself. She got shit for her. What I didn't know is every single glazed donut you get at a drive-through is made right then. They give them to you fucking hot right out of the fryer.
You know what I need?
I didn't know that.
Donut maker.
Donut maker.
That's a good business expense right there. Donut maker.
$3,500. I'll send you the link. I know where to get them. The little mini donut maker.
All right. I don't need that expensive of one. I didn't make that much money this year.
Well, that's fully automated. You don't have to do shit except mix the batter and take the donuts out and eat them.
I just need a miniature version.
It is a miniature version. It's like a desktop thing that makes you donuts. You don't do shit.
That's expensive.
It squirts them, it fries them, it flips them, and then it kicks them out at the end. All you gotta do is put some sugar on them.
Okay, I gotta find a used one on Craigslist.
Oh, you cheap bastard. You're rolling in retirement money. Shut up.
I'm not rolling in Lego money yet. I don't know where all my buyers are.
We stole them.
We stole all your... That was the whole reason to get on your show to steal your customers. Didn't you know that?
See, you're infringing on our market now, so we're stepping up our game.
Yeah, you had to get into the used market because I wasn't selling enough new shit.
Howard said that guy was meeting at 32 Targets in the Twin Cities to give out the donuts.
No shit.
And Krispy Kreme said that the guy was diminishing the quality of the donuts.
You're diminishing it by not offering them to us fresh. That's what's up.
Like, you can't get quality donuts anymore. They have Dunkin' Donuts are what's popping up around here, but still, theirs aren't like that great.
I drove through Dunkin' Donuts a couple days ago. Evelyn had a doctor's appointment, and I park across the street from the doctor because there's no trees in the doctor's parking lot. So I drive across the street and park under one of the trees. Well, the tree is basically in front of a
Dunkin' Donuts.
Mexican fucking mart. What the fuck is it? Taco Bell. So you're thinking, like, what the fuck? The tree is parked is right there next to the drive-through at Taco Bell, and on the other side of Taco Bell is Dunkin' Donuts. And I haven't been through a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through in probably 4 or 5 years since I was in New York. Last time I went through one. So I drove through the drive-through. I said, you know what? I'll get a couple of donuts. I'm going to be sitting here for an hour, and I'll get something to drink. So I drive through. I get to the menu board. The lady comes on like, welcome to Dunkin', or whatever the fuck they renamed the place. Welcome to whatever. And I'm like, there are no donuts on this board at all. Like there wasn't a single name or picture of a donut. And I'm like, what the hell do you guys sell here? You don't have any donuts. And she's like, well, there's just like daily specials for donuts. It's like whatever we have. Like, well, you're Dunkin' Donuts and you don't have donuts.
They usually make like a bunch of this different kinds of donuts every day.
No, not anymore. It's like this bullshit coffee sandwich shop now.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even donuts anymore. So that was, and I'll tell you what, they were actually disgusting. They were so like waxy, greasy. It's like whatever oil they're using to fry the donuts was like really just greasy. It was terrible.
Yeah. You know what I've been trying to make? I've been trying to get, if you go to like an old school cafe, they have those big, huge caramel rolls. They're like,
oh yeah,
this big,
old
and they're like,
cinnamon rolls. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I can't find them anywhere. So then I went as far as on YouTube and made a bunch of different ones, and I got them like decent. Like I don't know. Still, they weren't perfect. So if anyone knows how to make those big caramel rolls, let me know. Because I used to work at the cafe I worked at. We would make them like the night before, or maybe it was early in the morning at like 5, we'd make them. So they were fresh, and they were like the huge ones.
Like the big cinnamon coffee rolls, right?
Yeah, they're huge, and they're caramel covered, and they were so good. But I don't remember how to make them. But you got to let them rise a bunch. That's how they get so big.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought some frozen ones. You can buy the frozen Cinnabon caramel rolls at Hy-Vee. You only get 2 in a package, and it's like $4. And they're good. Throw them in the microwave for like a minute. You got a nice hot caramel roll, but they're only like this big. How about like a plate-sized caramel roll?
You want instant diabetes?
Yeah, my dad used to work for a company up in New York called EFCO, and EFCO used to be like the sole distributor of everything that Dunkin' Donuts used to buy to make their donuts. So he was basically like the delivery guy for all the flour, sugar, jelly, all this shit that Dunkin' Donuts used to use. And I don't know, he said some shit about some kind of special donut yeast that you need to get that you can't buy. If you want some, he can get it for you.
I don't think I'm going to need that much. Until I get a donut machine. Maybe I should go check on Craigslist if they have a donut machine.
You can get a donut machine. They're on there.
On Craigslist?
Yes.
I was looking for a pachinko machine the other day.
Yeah, those are boring.
Yeah.
They don't entertain me, really.
Sean says your love of donuts makes sense. I used to get donuts for free at my work. Can't complain. Free donuts. Since I'm at home, I don't really have donuts anymore. And if I go to Hy-Vee, which is the nearest place to get donuts, their
Well, there
donuts
you go. The machine's only $1,200. Just buy one. Here, I'll put it in the comments thing.
All right, let's check Craigslist first. Donut maker.
How do I delete that? How do I delete that, Nathan?
You can't delete it. You posted it already.
Well, you delete it then.
Oh, it's gone now. Oh, no, it's back. Never mind.
Well, delete it somehow. I can't do it.
Sean says, but you're retired now. Yes, that means I can't get free donuts anymore. Donut Express Maker Newton box. No, that doesn't look good. Like, what is all this crap? Businesses. I don't want a business.
No, dude, I'm telling. Oh shit, there's one for $750. It's a fucking steal. It's on eBay.
Is it from China?
Everything's from China.
Even the lumber's from China.
Yeah, even the shitty lumber's coming from China.
I know we've moved off of Lego onto donut makers, but
Yeah, we gotta have priorities here.
sometimes your mind just wanders when you sort Lego all day.
Now click that link, Nathan. It'll take you right to it. It's on eBay for $750, an automatic donut maker.
Okay, I'll find it. Hold on.
$750. How you gonna beat that?
I
Taking
can't
his
click
ass
on
up
it.
and getting donuts at the local shop.
Let me click on it, thing. Hold on, I got to type it in because this thing's stupid.
There you go. Check it out. Automatic donut maker.
$700.
Dude, it's like fully automated. All you can do is mix the dough and just wait for the donuts to come out the other end.
See, take that concept and make it Lego worthy, and
Oh,
we will be
geez.
set.
Hey, Emma, what's that thing for the fucking fryer from Mexico thing?
What?
The Arrested Development thing.
Make an offer. Maybe they'll accept like $100. Offer them $100.
The Arrested Development fryer. The corn baller. Gotta
What?
get the corn baller. You know anything about the corn baller?
No.
Oh, you gotta look that up. That's funny as shit. Arrested Development was a TV show everyone started getting me to watch. And the father came up with this fryer that was like not UL certified, and everybody that used it would burn the shit out of themselves. And it was for making like corn balls.
Yeah.
And it was like It was like they had lawsuits and shit against them because of the cornballer.
Huh.
Anybody that ever plugged it in and used it was like burning the hell out of themselves with it. See, there's another one. This one's a lot bigger and nicer, probably a little bit more commercial grade, but
That looks
that
like
one's
the one
called
with the donuts.
anybody that's ever gone to like a big flea market or something like that, you see them set up with these machines, and they spit out donuts all day long, and they're like $1 or $2 for a bag of a dozen.
Crack.
Oh my god, they're like fucking meth donuts. They're awesome.
You can't tell we're fat people at all, can you?
Fat kid loves donuts.
There's a donut place in Minneapolis, and they sell the donut balls, and they're glazed, and they call them crack balls. They got a big ad outside.
Sweet.
That's free crack balls.
Crack balls. Hell yeah. I'm down. There was a I don't remember what state it was in. There was a bakery that opened up, and it had something to do with like the two owners actually had some type of like mental illness problems, and they called the bakery they had like a bipolar donuts. And like all the shit in the case had like weird names because it was like the donut was like 2 different colors or something. It was bipolar, and like, oh my god, they got like all kinds of hate people in the city trying to shut them down for being like, oh, it was just ridiculous. But
They're playing on their own illness.
yeah, they were like, you know, playing on their own illnesses and stuff like that, and they were actually doing something positive with it. And everybody was shitting on them because they were being like insensitive. It's like, are you shitting me? It's like they're making money on their own fucking disabilities. Well, how can you fucking hate on that?
Yeah, people are stupid.
Shut up, Aaron.
Yeah, shut up, Aaron.
So I was thinking we probably won't do it this week. Next Sunday.
We're gonna have fried Lego donuts?
No.
Oh.
Unless somebody sends me donuts, I'll eat them. But if next Sunday we do the Wheel of Misfortune, but then we do it like what do they call that? We're like the first person that wins, then the second one wins, can pick the first person's prize.
Oh, yes.
Well, let's steal the prize.
Steal the prize.
It's pass or steal.
Pass or steal.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do that next time. We think.
Ooh.
That shows you how cutthroat people are.
Oh, yeah. That just makes everybody a bunch of assholes. Everybody always steals the iPod.
It'll take a little longer, but
Fun.
But what you gotta do is we gotta come up. What we gotta do is make it so that like everybody gets some kind of prize.
The what?
You gotta make it so everybody gets some kind of prize, and then everybody starts attacking each other for each other's prizes.
Well, that would take forever because there's always 20 people.
Yeah, that's true.
If we do it the normal way, that narrows it down to like 6 or 7.
Yeah, like Captain Retirement's got anything better to be doing over there?
I got Lego to list tomorrow.
Oh, please. That's
No,
tomorrow.
I have Lego to consolidate and to figure out how to mount drawers on my bifold doors.
Oh, it sounds like a honey-do list to me.
No, I did that earlier. I made a dog potty outside.
You what?
I made a dog potty area. So I have a big backyard, and the dogs just crap everywhere. And then it takes like half an hour to go find it all. So the kids are playing, don't step in it. So I made a corner.
That's the game. The kids go find it so you don't have to.
No. They go out there in like their socks and ugh. So then I put like landscaping bricks, and then I put river rock, and then I put river pebble on top, so that when they pee, it just like goes down into the ground, and then when they poop, you can just pick it up.
Do you have like hand sanitizer next to your desk? I bet you do.
No, I never wash my hands.
What are you worried about the kids stepping in dog shit for?
Because then I'm gonna have to clean up their shoes when they do.
Tell them to take them off. Leave them outside.
And they leave them outside, and they never come in. And then they'll say, I don't have any
shit on them. Don't want them to come in.
Or you do what my dad did, tell him to lick it off.
Get out there and lick it off.
Chris says drawers on the bifold doors are easy. So this is a problem, Chris. My bifold doors are different than yours. Mine are, let me measure them quick. They're skinny.
He's got those coming out of the closet doors.
So my bifold doors are 9 3/4 inch wide, and there's 4 of them. So you can really only mount it on the one because it has to bend or like fold. So it'll be mounted to the one side, but the other half will be hanging off the other side.
You know, bifold doors are kind of rickety and shitty. They're not going to hold that kind of weight anyway.
I don't know. I was going to make them into French doors, and then I realized that if I mounted the Acro Mills to them, I couldn't open them because of the trim. It's got like 2-inch trim, so it hit it. So I was like, well, that's a pain.
You can just take the doors down and put up a piece of wood.
Can't afford it.
But it's the closet. You got to get in there.
So put a real door with a hinge.
That's a big door.
Well, then you have lots of room for storage. On both sides of the door now.
And then you have plenty of room for the donut machine.
Yeah, I still have room for the donut machine, too.
Oh, Dave's funny. Yeah. Oh, I sent you that picture. I was going through a dimension disc, the little token disc looking stupid thing.
Yeah.
I found the one where $20. I was like, hell yeah. All the rest were like 30 cents, and then one was $20.
Nice.
Crazy. I think it was like Sonic the Hedgehog or something.
Ah.
But yeah, that was a surprise to me.
Is Bricklink still around? I didn't hear nobody came back and said anything about the Angry Birds. Dude, I want the Angry Birds. What's Bricklink's store? Anybody know? Bricklink? Good think. I don't know. Some of these guys have some weird ass names on their stores.
Yeah. Well, see. Yeah, Chris has 12-inch sides.
That's what she said.
Because I wanted it so that I would have to like put 2x4s and then mount them so that the Acro Mills bins would be flush with the rest of the ones on the wall. So you wouldn't really see that there was a closet there. It'd be hidden like my other door. Because making stuff hidden is just cool.
I have a complaint about this.
But I guess maybe I could get the skinnier ones.
Here's what you want, Doug.
It's only a V8. F1s are not V8s.
You know, there's 76 different stores on Bricklink that start with BRIX, bricks, or at least have bricks in it. Bricks a lot. That's a good one. It was spelled like brick, like Sir Mix-a-Lot, and bricks a lot. How do they spell BRIXA? Where'd it go? BRI, bricks, BRIXICO. Bricks & Co. is not a store. So, like I said, I don't know the name of their store. Just have to look for the Angry Bird sets and see who's got them.
Maybe I could just build a giant piece of wood on hinges that would fold out from the door, and then I could open the bifold doors. And then when I have them closed, I would just put the whole wood piece back. But it'd have to be on a wheel or something, because I don't think it could handle the weight.
Dude, that time that he posted doesn't do me any good. I know when he posted. I went back and looked.
screw it really well to the side with the hinge and let it overhang the other side so it just swings out when you open it. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking to go for. I don't know. It would help if I had some like actually to work with, but I managed to mount them all to the wall already. So I might just buy some more when I get a 20% off Zorro coupon. They only gave me 15 last time, so I let it expire.
Need to get a.
Unless somebody out there has a 20%, send me a 20% coupon. Because if I can't get them to mount there, then I'll mount them to the secret bookcase store. When that gets
the secret bookcase.
Yeah. And then nobody will know I'm in my lair.
Door entry for his kid's bedroom. It was he pulled one of the Harry Potter books, was the actual latch for the door.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. It was like a secret entrance to his room.
You know, there's 20 different minifigures for Angry Birds.
Really?
It's not that many. I thought there'd be more. They don't have any of the little bluebirds and stuff like that. They don't have many of those. It's all pigs. Most of it's the pigs.
Howard, you got the extra, the 64 drawer ones? I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. No, 10. 10. Looking for 10. Give me a deal. Take them off your hands.
So did you do any sales this week?
Sales on Lego?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Any orders?
You didn't have any at all, really? Hardly anything?
I don't know. Let me look at my Brick Freedom, see how many I have for this month. Really, Howard? You got like 10? Text me how much you want if I buy 10 of them.
I'll put mine up there. We did okay. Sales are down, though. It's just 20%.
Let me see. Do.
Now, that's something I want to know with Brick Freedom. Do you know what these numbers are referencing? Is it down from last month or the same month last year?
So if you're clicking on April, it's going to be from March. If you're clicking on week, it's going to be from before. And if you click on year, it's going to be based on the last year then. So obviously, all month of April is going to be down until you beat March's numbers. See how that works?
I guess.
Like you're at, what, 103 orders this month?
Yeah.
I'm at 28.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I could get more orders if I wanted to. I'm actually kind of keeping them slow right now on purpose so we can kind of build up the inventory without dumping it too fast. Like I think I put all my plates, bricks, and tiles are like close to like current average or some shit, just to slow the orders down a little bit. I mean,
Let's make it over 9,000 lots though. Yeah.
I'm almost back up to 8,000. But we're back to 206,000 parts, which is nice because we were down to what, 160?
Yeah, 160.
We got it down to 160 for a little while. So.
We're blowing out parts.
Yeah, we gotta hold on to stuff. Tell you what, though, you need the money. You can get it real quick.
Yeah, just drop the prices.
Yep, drop your prices a little bit and just watch it go. It's a bank account. How much interest do you really need, you know? That's how I'm looking at it.
That's why I just let it build up. Keep building it.
Yeah, as long as you can afford to.
cash out.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, we're only on the 10th. Today's the 11th. So we're still only a third of the way into the month. So that'd mean we're looking at close to about 5,500 again for the month, kind of on average, I guess.
Yeah, our orders pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like the beginning of the month is usually a little bit slower than the end of the month, I've noticed.
Nobody's worried about paying those bills at the end of the month because
Yeah. So we're kind of on target for what we're expecting to do for the month. Last month was like 55. So I expect this month will be close to the same. We're about on target for doing the same amount of money right now. We're about a third of the way into the month, and we've got a third of the sales. So that's all right. I mean, if I need more money, like I said, just drop the prices a little bit, and boom, they come in a couple days later. So I don't really care that much.
sometimes the same day.
I'll have to wait till I buy my Jeep with the Hemi. Then I'll put a hella sale on. Pay off Jeep.
Well, you know, one of my little personal projects. I tell you about the Magnum that I'm building.
Truck?
No, we've got the truck too. The first thing I bought a Dodge Magnum that was a beige color, and I got a pretty good deal on it over in Fort Lauderdale. Drove it home, and not too long after that one, I really decided I wanted a black one. So I found another black one, and I went and got that one.
You know, you could have just painted it, right?
It's too much work. The cars are cheap enough to buy it. It costs you more to paint the car than it costs you to buy one. Seriously, do a real good paint job is going to cost you $3,000. I bought the car for $4,000. Why bother with the fucking work?
You're beating me, Howard.
In between those two purchases, let me show you what else we got. Hold on. I'll pull it up and put it back on here.
Showing off.
I mean, this has got nothing to do with Legos, obviously. This is just personal hobby shit.
Yeah, everybody needs a hobby.
But as far as personal hobby shit goes,
Legos pay for personal hobby shit sometimes. So.
yeah, Legos are paying for personal hobby shit here and there, so I can't complain too much. There's the Magnum. That's the black Magnum I bought.
That's a nice looking one. What's wrong with it?
That's what's going in it.
Oh, a Viper motor, huh?
Yeah. Between buying the two cars, I wound up picking up this over in Fort Lauderdale for almost nothing. It needs to be rebuilt. Has a dropped valve seat on one of the pistons, but I can bore them out, put new pistons in, and for only a couple of grand, I can have a $10,000 motor. So that was the original plan. We were going to buy that one, but I didn't.
So the one car has the Viper motor in it?
Not yet.
Oh, well.
Right now it's got a 5.7 Hemi in it. That's the Dodge truck we went and bought.
Yeah.
The guy ditched it, and the front control arm and the frame was twisted.
Yeah.
And then we drove up to Alabama, and I bought a second frame that's in like minty condition. So that's one of the projects. Is Alex is in the process of taking this entire truck, putting it on a new frame.
Wouldn't it be easier just to have a frame guy straighten the frame?
I actually looked into that, and he said by the time it was done, it would have cost more money to fix the frame than it would to switch it over.
Yeah.
So this one actually, we drove to Texas to get this one. And that one works fine. That thing's badass.
Sounds like a little Honda Civic with a fork.
But you can see the front wheel is the control arm was bent because he ran it off into a ditch.
Nah, just put a new control arm, call it good. Drive it as is.
You know how much those control arms cost? Holy shit! That
Have you been on eBay? You can get them things for cheap.
oh, not for that truck. Yeah. Oh my god! For some reason, which makes no sense to me, obviously because it's a Viper, every part on that truck is different than a Dodge Ram. It's like the frame is different, the control arms are different, the brakes are different.
It's got to handle all that power.
That's what it is. I mean, it's the extra power and the extra stability for the truck. But holy shit, they only built that truck for like 2 years, and the parts are getting more and more scarce.
Because the company that made them had a business.
Yeah, they didn't buy the same parts for that truck as they did for all the other trucks. It's completely different stuff, and
So you just got to find one in a junkyard and then go take all the parts you need off it.
that's exactly what we did when I went and bought the frame in Alabama. The guy had a whole second truck with no engine and transmission, and we bought that too. So I've got a parts truck, the real truck, and an extra frame, and the second engine that's going to eventually, hopefully, go into the Magnum. That's the plan.
That's been the plan for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's a long-term plan. I'm not in any big hurry. It's a lot of money, a lot of time. Legos are going to pay for my Dodge Viper truck. That's what's happening. That's what's up.
Yeah. If I got enough orders, I could buy a Elephant.
You should.
Except for it's illegal to put it in a car.
Yeah, you can't drive it on the street, I think. I don't think the engine's like street legal for any of the cars.
No, it's for off-road use only, but when's the last time a cop checked under your hood, huh?
That's true. Especially seeing how you probably don't have to worry about the cops up there too much. They're busy trying to take care of all the Black Lives Matter people.
Yep.
Try to keep them getting shot.
See you, Howard.
Later, Howard.
It's like they'll start talking cars.
If I had one, I'd put it in something. It'd be sweet.
Should put in like a neon or something.
I seen a video on YouTube of a Subaru Outback with a GTO motor in it, and they were like doing burnouts everywhere.
Somebody
Hilarious.
elephants in a
Crappy
Miata.
looking Subaru, and it would just smoke the tires.
No, they put a Hellcat engine. It wasn't the Elephant. Somebody put a Hellcat engine in a Miata.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yep.
Yeah, they were doing burnouts everywhere. It
Oh
was like
man.
Miata, they put the drop one. And then if you search for like Hellcat engine on YouTube, there's every car you can imagine they're putting them in now.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, it's the only like company making high horsepower motors that are street legal. So,
It's gonna come to an end pretty soon too.
yeah, emissions and crap is.
Yeah, I think they're in their process of designing like twin turbo V6s now.
That's okay. I had a mod. It was a 86 RX-7 with an 87 twin turbo Japanese rotary motor in it.
Mm.
I took the twin turbos off and I put a T4 single turbo on it, and it had to be like professionally tuned and stuff. Like I got it to run and stuff, but
So you're like a legit racer.
yeah. Like this car was originally supposed to be in the Fast and Furious. It had a RE Amemiya body kit on the entire thing, and it didn't have the flip up headlights. It had the ones that look like the Supras on the front.
Yeah.
And then it was like painted white with blue pearl. It had a custom made fiberglass hood with custom vents in it and stuff. Like it was badass.
Hmm.
But then I sold it because it was too hard to get it tuned. It wasn't very reliable. Some guy bought it for like $7,000 on eBay, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna drive it to like South Dakota." And I was like, "Good luck, dude." I've drove it like 20 miles, but it was pretty cool.
Chris says they put a Hellcat engine in his buddy's 70 Challenger. That's probably badass. I've seen a bunch of people doing that on YouTube, but taking the old school Challengers and stuff and putting the new engines in them.
Yeah, because then you got all like the fuel injection and everything's more and up to date and stuff.
There's a shit ton of room in the front end of those cars. I mean, they were huge. They were bigger than the new ones are. There's plenty of room for the engines.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yep. Pretty cool. Well,
Well, I think that's about all we got. It's
Yeah.
10:30. We talked about like everything other than Lego pretty much. So
Damn.
we're gonna turn it into the Krispy Kreme Dodge Charger or live stream.
hey, whatever.
can
Whatever floats your boat.
we make money on Krispy Kreme?
You can only talk about Lego for so long before you just talk about the same stuff.
And I had a website for high-end audio gear, and it was the same thing, dude. I had that website with like a legit forum from like people around the world were on it all the time, and every day the same questions popping up from newbies.
Yeah.
Newbies that come on and ask the same 10 questions every day, and after like 10 years, it's like you don't even care anymore. It's like, dude, it's been answered 3 trillion times. Just go back and read any one of them.
I just say, hey, go watch the last 58 episodes of Slingers. You'll know everything you need to know. All the tips and tricks.
I mean, the only thing that I bet you, seriously, since you and Chris started this, I don't think there's anything we haven't discussed when it comes to like the business side of it, other than where to get your big bulk stuff from. That's like the only secret nobody gives out anymore. I mean, you can look on Bricklink and see what every one of us is charging for every single part, so that's no big secret.
Yeah.
I mean, I think David's the one that probably is. The dude's got to have like Excel in his head, because I mean he's got like wicked complex formulas for all of his pricing. But other than that, it's like that's just a shit ton of research he does all the time. But I mean, aside from that, and even that, he tells you what he does and how he does it. Just takes a lot of time to do it. Other than that, I mean, I think the only secret anybody on here really ever had is like, where do you get your bricks from? Where do you get your bricks from?
But then again, every place they get them from runs out eventually. So it's like you gotta find something.
You gotta keep looking all the time anyway, regardless of how much you can get. You always need more.
Yeah. So
that's why I keep looking. I'll still buy up small lots when they come up locally, because it's like you can't have enough.
Official, like guaranteed place that you would have on demand Lego. Like everyone's buying from a couple different places to keep the supply.
I missed the very beginning of that sentence.
Oh, I said there's no, I don't think there's one single source that you could have like an unlimited supply of whatever you need. You say, hey, I need this much, it's there. Like everyone runs out and gets low and all that. So you have to have like multiple.
Yeah. I think that's what we've got going for us. So I got 2 or 3 people I can call up and say, hey, what can you get me in the next week or 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, and that didn't even take long. I mean, it took us, I don't know, maybe within 6 months I had a couple of good suppliers. But I mean, I bought a lot of shit from a lot of people that first 6 months. You know, going on and finding small lots here and small lots there. That adds up pretty quick too. I mean, if you go on and just buy up like 20 or 30 pounds here and there over a few months, I mean, you got hundreds of pounds stacked up.
Yeah.
So it's just, how much work do you want to do? How much hunting do you want to do? How much sorting do you want to do?
I pretty much went from paying $3 a pound. I'm now bidding at $2 a pound.
Oh yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
I don't know if I'll get anything, but we'll see.
The last batch we went and got, we got for $250. How many pounds did you bring back? $1,500 at $250 a pound. So whatever the hell that is. We spent $1,500 and we only paid $250 a pound. So
you got 750 pounds. That's what it would be.
Huh?
750 pounds.
6.
600 pounds?
Yeah.
It's $2.50, not $2.
Yeah, $2.50 a pound.
Oh, yeah. So you got 600 pounds? Yeah, that's good.
Well, Alex went and bought 10 of the black totes from Home Depot, filled all of them. So that right there is 500, and then he had some more and some other totes that it wouldn't fit in the black ones.
Damn.
Yeah, about 600 pounds.
See, at that rate, you just got to find that once or twice a year, and you'd be set.
We do that once or twice a month.
No, we'll probably go through. Right now, we're trying to get through the. We figure we still got about 1,000 or 1,500 pounds laying around.
Something like that.
Somewhere in there. We're trying to get through that in the next month or so. We're going to try to really bust through it and get it all in inventory as quick as we can. I think if we go fast enough and actually work at it every day, which we've been kind of not slacking a little bit the last couple of weeks, but kind of need to get back on it. Once we get the other living room set up for the primary sorting, I think it'll be a little bit easier because nobody's going to be working on top of each other back here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Change the
See, what you got to do, you got to have one person sorting by color, and then it goes on to 10 different conveyors, and then you have a person at each conveyor sorting each color by part category, and then that all goes on to another person at the end that's then uploading it. A little factory.
Replace all those people with a little computer and a camera, and then it just dumps those numbers right into inventory for you at the end.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Let me show you something. Everybody, I don't know how many people have ever seen this before, but everybody knows that I'm putzing around with the whole brick sorting machine, right? I'm gonna show you something. This is if I had just stupid money to spend. I'll show you the kind of shit that I would do. This is no joke. If I had the money, I've got the warehouse to do it. And I could sort everything we have in about an hour.
What?
Yeah, let me show you something.
Well, so you just need to spend 10 hours getting that ready, and then all your other work is done.
My problem is I need the money.
You can make all the stuff you need. You got a shop.
I can't make this. I'm not smart enough.
Just go on Fiverr and pay some smart Indian guy. Be like, hey, make this program.
This isn't. Hold on, let me see. This is one of the videos. This is probably not the best one, but I'll show you this one anyway. Okay. Now this is no joke. I could go buy this machine if I had the money.
Oh, is that sorting plastic scraps?
It shit works.
Oh, there's a bunch of those machines on YouTube. I've seen people doing it. I thought about that. I was essentially, you probably could do the same thing with Lego.
You can. The only problem is that machine costs $150,000.
They make miniature versions of it.
It won't be good enough. You don't need a miniature version. You need a bigger version.
But look, that's only 5 different colors or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. But
yeah, you have to get a.
But watch how fast and stupid simple this really is. If you've got the money, you could do this. Now he had maybe 5 or 10 pounds of parts he threw in there.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably might not even be that many. I don't know how much you put in there, but you could take a 50-pound tote and throw it in that thing with no problem.
Yeah.
Now, if you really want to get into sorting bricks, this is how you do it. This is no bullshit joke. You want production, this is the machine you have to buy. And you wouldn't need people. You would need one person to come over here, clean out the machine, take all the random shit. His machine right now is only sorting one color. It's taking the blue, pulling all the blue parts out of all the other shit. And granted, that one's not super high precision.
Yeah.
But how long did it take it to do it?
Yeah.
Do that by hand with 10,000 pieces of plastic. I mean, if that was nothing but little axle connectors,
And you just keep putting it through until it's refined, like all the way.
Exactly. You turn around, you dump another 5 pounds of blue shit into it, and get the other, 100 pieces of yellow and white shit out of it. No human being could ever sort that fast. You could have 100 people, and they couldn't sort that fast. And it doesn't matter how many times you run it through. You could run that batch of shit through that machine 100 times in one day, and have have 100 pounds sorted out, probably relatively perfect. You may have a couple extra pieces here or there, but so what? It's still when you're running 10,000 parts through the machine in 2 minutes, you could have a squad of 100 people that can't go that fast. And the second time it goes through, it's almost perfect.
Hey, maybe this guy wants to sponsor our channel so we can get right there.
See? So there, if you just ran, 20 pounds of Legos through it, now all your blue shit's sorted out, and now you go set the machine up for doing red.
Oh yeah, it's even better after the second time. Dang.
Exactly.
And then he's probably gonna print some of those Lego blocks with that.
Yeah. So when you're talking about like serious machine sorting, that's the kind of shit I'm trying to like figure out. Okay, I don't want to do onesie twosie shit.
Well, you don't need to make one. You just need to find how to get us one real cheap.
I have hunted this country to try to find somebody who even has one.
You got to get like one of those container auctions that one fell off the boat, and you could just buy the container. Oh, look what I got!
I've talked to about 20 different plastic recycling places up and down Florida, and there isn't one of those machines that can do that in the state.
What? Well, that's because we send all our recycling to other countries.
Exactly. We send all of our shit somewhere else, and that's where the machines are. We don't do it here. That's the problem.
But everywhere we send it, they get like $2 a day for work. So
exactly,
they'll buy it cheap.
I just want the machine. I'll figure out how to run it. So
I just need to find a dead person to get a loan to buy one.
I talked to a company that makes those machines, and they're trying to sell me one for $35,000, and they told me that the machine could process 10,000 pounds of shit a day.
You said, okay, let me get a miniature version of that because I don't need to get that excessive.
Oh no, they won't make you a miniature version. They just want you to figure out how to. The whole sales spiel they went into was for me to go hunt around for other people that would want to buy into the machine, or find out who else would want me to do work for them, so I could justify buying the machine and do your sorting for you.
So you mount it in the back of a van.
Yeah, you get yourself a truck and drive around.
Put stuff in. Yeah, sorted all your bricks. Go on to the next guy. Driving around the countryside sorting bricks.
Yep.
Or you have everyone. Well, no, because if they mailed it to you, that would cost more, which would be a pain.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm like researching and trying to figure out. There's other machines which I'm seriously thinking about building or buying a SCARA robot. I don't know if you know what a SCARA robot is.
Is that one of those with the arm that just picks it up, each piece?
Sort of. There are a few different kinds. Let me show you a really good video of a SCARA robot.
That's not back on track.
Now this is like if money was no object, this would be the one I would probably go buy, just because they're like hella good brand, top of the line shit. It's like buying the Ferrari of little robots.
I just need a small version that can sort for $1,000 or less, and I'd be set.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Then I wouldn't have to pay people to do anything, and it saved me a bunch of money.
This machine used is $15,000 to $20,000, and then it costs another $10,000 or $15,000 to get somebody to come program it for you. And that's what it does all day. It picks up parts from one place and puts them in another place. So how many parts could that thing sort in a day? And it does work on an optic system, so it can see color and it can pick it from one place and put it in another. Problem is, you're looking at $30,000, $40,000 up front to get it to work.
Need a Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter for what? Just to get somebody to help me buy a machine is what it is.
Yeah, people would do it, I bet.
Well, start kicking in. Let's look through the Brick Junkies Brick Slingers fund. We'll get that shit going. And if everybody on here kicks in enough money, maybe I'll sort all your shit for you. But, seriously, I mean, that robot by itself is a used one is about $15,000. And once you get the optic system, the conveyor system hooked up to it, you're looking closer to like 30 to 45,000. And it doesn't matter what brand you get it from, they're all fucking expensive. I mean, crazy expensive. This is all shit designed for GM and Tesla. They don't give a shit about somebody wanting to sort Legos. You're just a peon. They want somebody who's going to come in and buy 1,000 of these machines and not hire employees.
Hey, go on Alibaba. Tell them you want to test one.
Doesn't matter. It's still expensive as hell, man. I'm telling you. I've looked at all kinds of brands all around the world, and it doesn't matter what you get. There was a couple of robots I was looking at that would have been cool to play around with, but it was like one of them was a Kickstarter thing that fell through, and a couple other ones are they're not fast enough or robust enough to do something 24/7 nonstop.
Or they just disappear.
Or they just vanish after they come up with an idea. They post some really good renders and shit like that and get some funding going, and then they disappear.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. I mean, I can do the software side of it, I think, eventually. The image recognition for the parts, that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. But finding the right hardware that can do the volume is going to be the problem. It's either money or, I mean, it's just going to come down to money, really. You got to spend it to get the machine to do it. I'd get the big ass. They usually use them for grains and nuts and beans and coffee beans and shit like that. That's what the scanners are for. But they work on plastics too if you get the right image recognition stuff. But yeah, you could dump. You could literally go through thousands of pounds of Legos in a day with no problem in one of those machines and have it all color sorted. But then you're still going to run into the problem of having to sort it down by category, sort it down by individual part, and that's where you're going to need something a little bit more intelligent. And that's where the little picker machine, the little Scara robot I just showed you, the yellow one, could do that. It can use the AI image recognition for the individual parts. Something else I just saw.
Yeah, but even if you have like 40 different parts, that robot isn't that big. Like, it can't. I don't know if you had different containers or something, but you'd have to figure something out.
Well, yeah, you'd have to. Unfortunately, just like when you're doing it by hand, you'd have to do it in stages, or you'd have to have multiple machines running, one or the other. Because if you did a color sort, the next step would be your category sort. Because you can break bricks down by like 8 categories. 8 or 10 categories, you can pretty much take everything and put it in one of those 10 categories. So if you've got 10 different things for it to drop into, that's manageable. But then each one of those categories is realistically 5 or 10 more categories too.
I got it. You mount it on a sorting table like I have. Because then it's got the 10 different drawers that go down, the holes that go down to the drawers.
Right. That's what you'd need. You'd actually need something circular around its radius.
Yep.
It can reach. It would grab from one point and then drop it in one of those places and go back, grab another part, drop on one of those places. And it would just do that constantly all day long. But even after you do that, each one of those categories is still realistically another 5 or 10 categories that need to be resorted again. Because if you take bricks and separate them from modified bricks, even though you got bricks is still 20 categories. You got 1 bys, 2 bys, 3 bys, then you got 2 tall, then you got 3 tall, then you modified bricks, you got, how many different modified bricks are there? There's going to be like hundreds. So yeah, it's a never-ending category sort, is what it is.
Even if it could just sort 1 by 1s, that would be great.
It's a machine to sort out Technic axles. That's all it does.
Well, you just make the one on The directions are free for that one. The Technic axles, different sizes or whatever.
Yeah, that thing was crazy. He did one for the Technic what's his name? Akiyuki. Yeah.
The axles and then the
lift arms
too. Yeah.
They did one for the lift arms, which was pretty cool.
The lift arm one, you probably could convert it to do 1x bricks. They're essentially the size.
And the way he did it was really smart. He didn't rely on any kind of intelligence or image recognition from the computer.
Yeah, it was all like mechanical.
It was all mechanical based on the size of the part would just drop out when it was the right slot based on the part size, which is pretty smart.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is it's only going to do those 5 pieces or 10 pieces.
Yeah, you'd have to have a whole bunch of different ones to do different things.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim says there's more modified plates. I know. There's got to be like hundreds of modified plates.
Yep. Guess I'm paying the labor force.
I think we just grab, half a dozen of these kids that are in cages and give them some bricks to sort. I'd give them $1 a pound. Shit. Give them something to do. They can play with Legos and make money at the same time. I mean, they're there. Come to work.
Secret Squirrel. James has one of those bricks.
Oh, yes, I do.
Pick a brick. It had to be crowdsourced. The cataloging had to be crowdsourced.
I got it. And I actually bought this from David. I got this one from David on, what's his last name?
I don't remember.
The one selling all the new bricks.
David with the giant store.
David with the French fry containers. Yes, I actually have one here. He bought 2 in the beginning when Kickstarter started. That's it right there. That's what you got for $130. Basically, you got I haven't taken this apart yet, but I'm going to. I'm guessing there's a $5 Arduino board inside this with a $3 camera lens. I'm not shitting you. These cameras are cheap as fuck. I bought some. And the little plastic housing, I'm guessing they had the plastic housing custom manufactured because it does fit over a 16 by 16 brick wall. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing this part was custom manufactured. This acrylic plate was laser cut. I can make those myself on my laser. But I'm guessing it's just an Arduino board inside with the USB camera, and it has a USB-C port here on the side. Now, I did plug this in when I first got it, and I played around with it for a few hours. And I'm not going to say that this is a complete piece of shit. What I am going to say is the first time I plugged it in and used it, it was a complete piece of shit. Whether it is a complete piece of shit today or not, I do not know because I haven't spent the time to play around with it anymore. But what I found was, and David warned me about this ahead of time, so this was no surprise. I was completely expecting this thing to not work at all. From what I understand, and I guess this was not known to the Kickstarter investors in the beginning. From what I understand, the company came up with this cool idea, made this little, literally $10 item work. You could buy all the parts to make this for $10.
You should make us all one.
What's that?
You should make us all one.
Yeah, it's got some proprietary software shit on it, so that you're gonna have to get from them. But you might be able to hack it. I'll give it to a couple people I know, see if they can get the software off it and put it on a new one. Well, what they did was they invented this little gizmo that's obviously, I think everybody out here has seen what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to, you put a Lego under it, it's supposed to tell you which Lego it is. Problem is, it's working off of a artificial intelligence image recognition program. And as of yet, there is no like 100% really high-end quality Lego image recognition software out there in the wild that people can just use. So everybody right now is trying to invent their own.
But yeah,
the downfall to that is, and I'm not sure exactly where they're getting these numbers from. It may or may not be right. On their to use this thing, you have to plug it into the computer and you log into their website. You can't log into the website if you don't actually have one. So it doesn't let you see their software, use their software, or see any of the back end of what they're doing unless you have bought one of these. And that's why I bought it, because I wanted to see what they were doing. But what they did was they built a little device. They sold it for 10 times what they've got invested in it to all these Kickstarter people. And they started to build their own artificial intelligence system to recognize the parts.
their database.
Yeah, they started building a database. But what they didn't tell anybody was, you, as the customer who bought the camera, are going to be the ones that are going to actually build the database to get the piece of shit to work. They're not, I don't know how much they did themselves or how much they are doing themselves, but what they have done since this thing has been released, every month they give away a Lego kit based on who uploads the most parts every month. So basically,
Sounds like a brick owl.
Similar to Brick Owl, they're basically bribing all the people that bought the Instabrick to do all the database work for them. So that's all fine and dandy if you had told everybody up front that this thing's not going to work for the first year or two until we get a real database built. Going into it knowing that was not knowing that is pretty shitty.
Yeah, the first 100 people would be like, "What the hell? This thing don't work."
First 5 or 10,000 people are fucked until they all decide to get together and start uploading all these images. Now, when I logged into it the first time I got this, which was a couple months ago, they were at like 23% of what they were estimating their database needed to be. So with it already being out for months and the database only being like 20 some odd percent complete, and there were like 120,000 individual parts in their database list, and that does include every part and figure parts, not just complete figures. So you figure if you take each figure apart, you've got the hat, the hair, or the head, the torso, the legs. Every single part of every piece has to be photographed individually for this thing to work correctly. And I tried maybe a dozen different Lego parts. Some of them were complicated parts. Some of them should have been extremely simple things for this thing to figure out because it's the only part in that color and shape. You know, I have a yellow Angry Bird figure. It's the only fucking yellow bird Lego ever made that looks like this Angry Bird. So it should be really simple for it to figure that out. This thing, I literally tried like lots of things. I tried Technic parts, I tried bricks, I tried plates, I tried modified shit, I tried very unique figures like the Joker. I mean, you should know the Joker. It's very, very obvious what that figure looks like. This piece of shit couldn't get one fucking part right. Nothing. It didn't know what a 2x2 brick or a 2x2 plate was in any color. It couldn't figure out a 1x4 Technic brick. It couldn't figure out the Joker. It had no fucking... It was pulling up like parts when I put the Joker in it. Like, it thought it was like a fucking yellow wedge or a green wedge plate. And I'm like, it doesn't even know this is a goddamn figure, let alone the Joker. It's like, it's pretty obvious. It's the only fucking thing that comes in those colors. I don't know. I haven't plugged it back in yet. I don't know if their database is getting any better, if the AI system's actually getting any better. But
So in 5 years, it would be smart to buy one.
in 5 years, I'll bet you the whole thing has failed and everybody just got tired of the damn thing not working right and gave up.
Or they completed the database. Then it's good.
Or they completed the database. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be really interested. I'm gonna maybe somebody's posted. I was kind of watching the text as it was going by. JT Bricks, yeah, why don't you do a live demo? I could set it up next week if you want to do that for part of the stream. Put that in there. That I'll actually set this thing up. I'll like build it all legit and get the lighting right. I mean, it's got its own lights and shit built in anyway, and I'll take some like legit parts that anything should be able to. I started building my own AI shit that works on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually have like I have an app on. Yeah, I showed Nathan. Nobody else has seen it because I was kind of just playing with it to see if it worked. I've got an app on my phone that recognizes certain parts and pieces that I programmed into it already. If I take a masonry brick, doesn't matter what color it is, it knows that's a masonry brick. And I just wanted to test the AI to see if I could teach it correctly and get it to work. And so far it is working. But my bullshit, I know absolutely nothing, zero about coding. I know nothing about artificial intelligence software at all. I got it to work better than this piece of shit did. So, I don't know. I don't want to totally shit on them because it's a good idea. The concept's great. The hardware is a little jank for the $130. I mean, I literally can go buy an Arduino board and a camera for $10. I'm not shitting you. I've got them here in front of me. Here.
You get like a special login with it to log into the.
Yeah.
Or do you create an account? Or?
Yeah, there's a QR code that comes with it that you have to register the stupid camera on their website to get it to work.
Okay, so anyone can't just like go on and create an account and.
Nope, you can't. You can create an account, but you can't actually get into the account. So anyway, there's your Arduino board that's inside that thing, and that cost $495. I'm not shitting you. I know exactly what all these parts cost because I bought them. And
the same thing like $5.
I know. It's just annoying because I mean I get what they're doing, but the hardware they just bought some
Good idea.
off-the-shelf shit and just marked it up 10 times, 15 times, whatever. I'm sure if they're buying it in bulk, they probably got it really cheap.
That's what everything from China is. Cheap stuff put together in a package, and there you go.
I forgot. Sean's a church boy. Deal with it. This is adult Lego. You want the little sissy Lego stuff.
Yes, this show is not made for kids. It says in the description. And if it was, we'd have thousands of followers. And
Hell yeah, we would. Even the kids would be loving it.
my kids put on YouTube Kids, and they just let it play all day. There's like YouTube channels for dogs. Like literally a dog running around has 1 million views and 1 million subscribers compared to my channel.
Secret Squirrel wants to know how long. I probably messed around with it for.
It was like 2 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably a month or two ago is when I got it, and I probably played around with it for, I'd say 4 to 6 hours the first day I had it, and then I put it back in the box and haven't touched it since. But I do want to break it out again and log in and see if their AI is getting any better, because I mean it was really just I couldn't believe how bad it was. Like, it really did not understand what a 2x2 plate or brick was. It didn't know. It was just popping up all kinds of random garbage that had nothing to do with what was in it at all.
Yeah, Great Brick Lab had one, and he showed it off one day when I was on with them, and yeah, it wasn't figuring out anything, barely.
Yeah, I mean, I can legit like show you the app that I put on that I built myself and put on my phone, and it can recognize parts. Like, I can just put them on my desk, and it says, okay, that's a masonry brick. Okay, that's a Technic 1x4. And I programmed it myself, and it's smart enough to pick that crap up. But this thing is being done by like legit software engineers and stuff, and It doesn't even know what a brick is. That doesn't make any sense.
And they couldn't like just link it to the Bricklink and use Bricklink pictures as a reference because you got to have the same background for every item. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, they're selling them for $150 now. Yeah, exactly. I think it was $135.
Yeah,
they bought 2 of them up front and got them for like $135 each. I think when he invested up front before they produced them. But now they're charging more for them now that they're released. So I don't know. I'll do if everybody wants to. We'll make that part of
do it next time.
Next week's thing. I'll actually play with it a little bit this week and see if it's working any better, and I'll get a bunch of parts together that we can go through and I'll test it. I mean, it'll probably take a little while, probably like half hour to an hour worth of farting around with it. I'll go through the website and everybody can see what it's doing or what they're trying to get it to do.
Yeah.
If they actually get it to work and work well, it would be a cool tool. But one of the things I've noticed that makes very little sense the little bit that I have learned as far as image recognition and artificial intelligence in the last 6 months or a year that I've been just piddle-dicking around with it. And like I said, I'm an AutoCAD and a software and a SolidWorks like master. Those are the 2 things that I am like extremely good at. I can design, engineer, fabricate. I'm pretty good at fabrication, but AutoCAD and SolidWorks, designing and engineering are the 2 things I'm really, really good at. But when it comes to software and coding and stuff like that, it's just something that I was never, ever interested in. So I learned zero about it. And for me to learn, I have learned a little tiny bit of coding over the last year. I'm learning how it works. But for me, it's really difficult because it's kind of like seriously learning a different language. And I have a very hard time retaining
Anything.
I have a very hard... No, I don't have a hard time retaining anything. I have a very hard time retaining data. Like when it comes to names, formulas, stuff like that is hard for me to remember. I'm very, very visually oriented. Like if I see a part or a machine or something, I can deconstruct the thing in my head and rebuild it, no big deal. But when it comes to like remembering a bunch of code, backslashes, colon, space, control alt F6 shit, trying to create this big long, really overly ridiculous, complicated formula to get something to do something, that's really hard for me. So I've really been not looking forward to the whole coding thing, but I have found some ways around it, and I do have a way of actually doing it now. So eventually here soon, I'll actually have like a little system set up for learning all of the Lego parts that I want to do. I actually have a plan that's working, so that's good. But as far as this thing goes, yeah, I mean, the thing that makes no sense to me, which is I kind of got off on a tangent, but one of the things I learned when you're dealing with artificial intelligence and image recognition is a huge, huge, huge problem is the environment and the lighting of two different things. The environment and the lighting of when the images were taken of an object, and the environment and lighting of the images it's taking of the part you're trying to figure out. So you've got two different things. One's like when you're teaching the machine what the parts are, you've got to have a setup so that your lighting's standardized and your images are all the same. But later on, you have no idea how somebody else is going to light or what kind of environment the parts are going to be in that somebody else wants to try to use the AI to look at the parts. And in an ideal world, the same camera would take the pictures and the same camera would look at the parts to try to figure out what they are later. But that's not the case in most parts. So that's why they built this little standardized Jenko camera. Is the reason they did that is because now they have sold everybody the exact same camera that they're trying to build their database with. So now, as close as possible, you are running the same hardware they are, which does simplify things a little bit, but I have found that this is like the dumb way of doing it. There are smarter ways. This is the cheap way, not dumb, but this is the inexpensive way of doing it. If you do spend more time up front with the AI system and teach the software more information about the parts, it can figure it out better later.
In different environments.
Yes, in different environments. You change the lighting
Still smart.
and take more pictures of the same part. You change the lighting 3 times. Now the software is smart enough to recognize that part in multiple lighting scenarios. So it gets smarter and smarter and smarter the more you teach it. I think they're trying to do the minimal amount of work in teaching and hoping it works. And I don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to have problems with this long term because no matter what you do with this system, it cannot, in any way, shape, or form, tell the difference between a 2x2 brick and a 2x2 plate because it's looking straight down at the part. They look the same from the top, so it can't tell the difference. The camera needs to be on an angle, looking at the part in a 3-dimensional view to be able to tell what's a plate or brick. If you put a plate and a brick on the table or all the way on the floor and you stand up with no shadows, you can't tell what's a plate or a brick. They look the same. So that's I think they tried doing it on the cheap, inexpensive route, but I think it's going to cause problems for them down the road because it's going to just run into constant limitations of not being able to tell the difference between a brick and a plate, a slope or a wedge plate and a wedge brick. Yeah, it doesn't understand what the hell a slope is half the time. So I don't know. But yeah, I'll set it up and we'll get over the next week I'll get it set up really well and I'll try to do it as like legit and
Fair.
Yeah, as fair as possible, but I'm definitely gonna attack the hell out of it if it still doesn't work. Because it's a good idea, it's a good concept. It could work. I just don't think this particular form is robust enough to do what they're trying to do. I think they really this thing should have cost $500, been 10 times the quality hardware and image recognition, and I think people probably wouldn't have bought it for $500. I would have bought one because I want something that's going to be wicked smart. I don't care what it costs eventually, as long as I can afford it to some extent. I can't go spend $50,000 on a machine, but I'll spend $5,000. You know, if I get a robot to do what I want for $5,000, I'll go spend $5,000. You know, I can kind of afford that. Eventually, I mean, I may not be able to get it today, but I might get it next month. Just have a big ass Lego sale. We can buy anything we want.
Yes. All right, well, we'll wrap it up. So next week we'll do that image thing, and maybe we'll do the white elephant misfortune prize wheel.
Hell yeah, we should definitely do the wheel. The wheel of misfortune, and Instabrick is the thing. So you want to put that on there as Instabrick.
Yeah.
Oh, the Instabrick demo. Like I'll try to do this with it.
Da-na-na.
What?
Live demo.
Live demo with Brick Slinger.
And then if somebody sends me donuts, I'll just eat donuts the whole time. Okay.
I'm gonna get Krispy Kremes just to piss you off for next week. I'm gonna have a box of them sitting here.
Oh no. All right. Everyone have a good night. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I keep losing subscribers for some reason. Who knows?
It's all James' fault.
But other than that,
What's my fault? What'd I do?
He's losing subscribers because of you.
no, because I paid them.
Nobody wants to watch us anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. We can talk about donuts then.
We can move on to the Donut Slingers.
Yes, donut slingers. Donut slingers gone wild. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.